Hang on, Galacticos. Real life, you know,
that's fair. That's
fair too.
All right, here's the rules as we do start things off. A 3-minute losing period, and then moving into the Valley of the End. Players may only attack each other using ninjutsu, as well as their shurikens obtained in game. And the last surviving team, look at it, Max, they get to do the commemorative moment.
Ooh, that's going to be great. Sick animation at the end of this game, with some very popular characters from the anime that we might be seeing later on in his final match. But Valley of the End is very interesting of an area because one cool thing you can do in this mode, right, is Naruto run on water. And Valley of the End has so much water to work around, so that's going to be great for these teams. There you go. Everyone has spawned in. It's a 2v2v2 showdown. Who's going to become your champions?
Interesting that our looting phase starts here, of all places, for these teams.
So you do have crates spread throughout Valley of the End, but they're very hard to find. But here you go. The fight is ready to begin.
All right, so what are they going to be able to find to start things off? Of course, nobody really starting with anything other than some shurikens. A little bit of damage done already done to Falak here. A little slow in it all as well, and he's already down. Oh no!
Oh, trying to use a CQC Rasengan is not the way to do it. Also, Satan is going to be beaten up in the water. Can't make it out. And Alpha 7, they were waiting for that third-party opportunity. They're all damaged. They're wounded. They're on the floor. And now Alpha 7 looking to clean it up.
Trying to pick him up and get him out of dodge. It's not going to be working out at all. Lord here. Just turn around a little bit once again. There is moving on a little bit further. More shurikens coming in from all angles. This could be over quicker than I thought.
There we go. Huzaifa in the 1v2 situation. It's not looking too good. He's going to try and run the way. Oh my goodness. He can't even make it out of the water. And now it's going to be Alpha 7 winning the final match.
There you go. I didn't know. I think it was going to happen that quickly. I'm
a
little taken back, Max.
I didn't see a lot of ninjutsu, a lot of shurikens were being used there. Apparently the looting stage was just non-existent. The shuriken is all they needed.
Yeah, I guess it had occurred kind of with that one fireball coming in.
The singular in water, definitely very effective.
Yeah. Very nice as we see the final moments here as well. Alpha 7 using the shurikens to full effect and getting themselves the final blow.
Oh, Cario Reva smiling there at the end as they become your champions of this mode. Well done indeed.
Right, let's listen to the interview here. Alpha 7 being the champions of Naruto.
It's a good feeling. It was a funny show match, so I liked it so much. Our video is the same, so it was funny. Maybe the fireball, it's cool. I like it. Thank you for everyone who supported us and keep supporting us, and let's go for 7.
The battle continues.
गेम कब चालू होगी मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा.
Of course, congratulations to Alpha 7 there for being able to win that. Did you have a good time, Max, man?
I had a fantastic time. It was so many good plays. Seeing M249 to take down Ninetales, that is the way to do it. So I'm happy they are on the same level as me in game.
Is that the case, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're significantly above my level. I'm going to put it that way. Thank you very much for joining me here, Max, man. We are going to go and we're going to have the studio right after this.
Sorry. अजी हो तिरंगा को नजर उठा. अभी गेम चालू हुआ नहीं है.
Aurora are your champions.
За өнгөрсөн жилээс энэ жил чинь ондоо зүйл гэвэл одоо манай багийн хувьд ер нь сэтгэл зүй уур амьсгал багийн тоглолт ер нь нэлээд өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яг хоёр том нэмсийн 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь авраг авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс авраг авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there. The international podiums are already there. Only one thing is missing, the championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC 2026 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
That would be a dream for Aurora fans if they are going to be able to become champions, because they have the MVPs to back them up. And if they become champions, I think I'm going to be the curse for that team, because this is the one event that I'm actually not picking them to be champions. Once again, welcome back. Huge shout out to Kalaris and Maxman, son, for being able to do that amazing show.
Maxman, son.
Yeah. Joined by Lace, Blank, Natura, and the 7WG. But we're going to do the STC rewind. We're going to
Hello, Sagar bhai.
ended up happening yesterday, because we did end up playing 4 matches.
अभी तो setup चल रहा है. Setup कर रहा हूँ तुम्हारा.
With the Rondo, Nickman Galaxy was able to get that first
Map
win.
feed चालू हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है?
Really good style as well. Really enjoy what we saw coming in from Nigma, both in that one game and throughout the day, quite honestly. Very, very excited to see what they've got coming in onto day 2, because it was a fantastic start. They're in, what, 4th place? 3rd place, I think, even. Looking very, very good indeed. And they just have to keep going on this sort of trajectory. And I think they're going to finish off really, really well.
Absolutely. I mean, Nick Galaxy right now, Lace looking very, very
Let's
good.
go.
I think Coop's coming in. I've said it multiple times yesterday. I think people probably were quite bored of me saying it, but
अभी setup कर रहा हूँ सागर में. अभी चालू भी नहीं कर रहा मैंने ढंग से. अभी मैच चालू भी नहीं
the
हुआ.
major difference right now, though, is Ralph is still playing.
यार मेरा कैमरा
but
जो
he
फेस
is
कैम था वो
playing
खराब हो
what
गया,
he's
तो मैं लैपटॉप
supposed
का
to.
यूज कर
He's
रहा हूँ.
playing that off angle really, really well, Lace.
And you don't want to die in PUBG.
No, you don't. Bad.
So this is in Rondo. If it's in Rondo, you know what? You just go for it. You do get one rewind.
Go again.
I mean, look, I have to be so passionate about Tiamba, though, being able to keep that sort of skyrocketing performance throughout every single match. We got to see Milu doing the Milu style. No 1v4s just yet, but so goddamn close, and I feel like it's going to be just another great day for them. It was a great day coming out of like the survival stages, now to grand finals, and I do believe that they're going to keep that momentum going forward.
Hey, you were talking about Tiamba, you were talking about Milu. Now we get a chance to see one of those highlights from yesterday from that squad. Ulf did end up getting the last chicken dinner yesterday, and it was the first time that we see Ulf having all the 4 players alive. They end up with 10 eliminations in that match.
Absolutely. It's so nice to see finally a full squad from Ulf in those final moments. And you can tell that they know very much how to play this game, right? It's just when they lose those players, that's when they start to fumble. That's when they start to fall down. But you keep them a full squad, they can play this very well. Their timing is really good. Their angles are really good. The splits that they do, Blank, are very, very good indeed.
Yep.
So I'm very excited to see if they can keep those 4 players still alive at the end of a game, what they might be able to do.
We'll see if that's going to be the case, actually, because we do have Aurora, we do have Vitality as well. Those are 2 teams that are currently in contention for the club championship. So why not? Let's send it over to Senorita Glitter to see what she's got to say.
We are deep in the trenches of championship weekend here at EWC 2026. So as always, it's time for a club championship update because we have multiple grand finals matches this weekend. It's time to dive into all of it. First of all, kicking things off at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, we have our grand finals set today for Rainbow Six Siege. That will, of course, be between Furia and FaZe, with a 3rd, 4th decider match also happening between DZ and GK. Now, this is big for GK because it does mean that they got their 2nd spot finish, which makes them CC. Then over on the chess side of things, we also have a grand finals match happening. And this one is a big one, okay? Because we thought we were going to maybe see a bit of a repeat of what we got last year. However, after an insane day of matches, both of our Falcons players are now in the 3rd, 4th decider match. It does place level points when it comes to the club championship side of things. But the big surprise is GM Dennis from AGAL being the 2nd person to secure the spot in grand finals against Madness. This is massive not only for GM Dennis, but of course for AGAL, as they are currently at the top of our CC leaderboard. They can get even more points. They will be setting themselves up well for the final week of our competition. Then over on the STC Arena, we have our top 8 set, and they will be playing through their quarterfinals matches. There's a couple teams we're going to be paying attention to when it comes to the CC side of things, and those teams are, of course, Falcons and Vitality, 2 massive heavy hitters on the CC side of things. Falcons have a big opportunity to potentially usurp AGAL here, but Vitality are looking to continue to climb the ranks, and they definitely have a chance to do that. So we'll have to see how that competition continues to play out, because Vitality are also going to tie into us over here on our stage for PUBG Mobile. They have been a favorite the entire competition, and now they have an opportunity to continue putting themselves in a good spot heading into day 2 of our finals matches. Of course, like I said, there's going to be a lot of action happening here today, so we'll make sure to keep you all updated with how it all ends up playing out.
Thank you so much, Senorita Glitter, for that update with the club championship. But now we're going to talk about what's going to be happening today, because today we will be finding out which team is going to be going into tomorrow's first place and willing to set that threshold for the Smash rule. In first place, though, after 4 matches, we do have E-Arena with 48 points. And luckily for us, for all the viewers, it's still close. Tiamba performing well, but they haven't been able to get a chicken dinner just yet.
Not just yet. Still impressive stuff, though, coming on through from them to be able to maintain that 2nd place even without a win. But it's still, we still need to see that win, right? A win has got to be where they want to. That's the goal for today. I feel like you've got 8 games to do it. They need that win, because I have a sneaking suspicion here we are going to see a massive upset start.
Kickstart.
For a lot of these teams, this leaderboard is going to be completely overturned. I think we'll see some very different names in that top 5 games today. So, yeah, I think E-Arena, Tiamba, Enigma Galaxy, all 3 of those teams, Aurora as well, really need to figure out how they want to play today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tiamba actually needs a win. 2024 PMGC was won off the back of pretty much eliminations alone.
Fair.
I think Tiamba can just keep up with this. I mean, 37 elims is very, very impressive. I think Aking's doing very well on that side. You are right in the sense that I really really do think it's going to be massively shaken up. I don't think E-Arena is going to stay there whatsoever. I think the only team that I actually have hope for right now is, funnily enough, Nigma Galaxy.
Yes.
And I'm not the biggest Nigma Galaxy fan at the best of times, all right? Okay, I think they have made some silly plays in the past, but they actually do look really good. I love how Nigma Galaxy looks right now.
Yeah, and I'm obviously having a look at Nongshim Red Force here because look at those eliminations compared to placement points. The fact that they are able to secure so many points of them in the elimination average bracket and not the placement, it is going to be their time to just try and hit those top 10s, those top 5s even, and they will move themselves up into that top 7 because the elims are there. It's just the placement. They're falling a little bit short on their rotations and taking a little bit long to grab the eliminations where they're bursting, but I believe that today they're going to be able to come in, grab those placement points, and skyrocket up to those top 7.
And the crazy thing too is that we saw some big names on that second page as well. We saw S2G, we saw Hora Esports, which I know the fans are wanting them to be able to improve. And now we're looking at one team that is going to be looking to improve in a big way when we're talking about OG, when we're talking about Godlike as well. But we're going to talk about the Sony story of the day, which is pretty much attacking the first place, attacking that throne at the top for these teams because of what I was talking about in regards to the format. If you end up at the end of the day, you will be able to set up that Smashers threshold. So let's say a team ends up with 150 points at the end of the day. Tomorrow it will be plus 10 of that, where they will be able to actually hit the threshold, the smash zone, and then after that, if they get a win, they win via smash zone.
They do. Yes.
Carry on.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, well.
For you.
Well then. No, I think the Smash Roll has been so fun in the last few tournaments we've had it. I've always really enjoyed it, and I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on all these teams. I think we've had a lot of pressure so far. This lobby is incredible. It's very, very different to what we've been seeing so far in the tournament, and they've just they flipped the switch and they've just gone 110%. Very excited to see what that's going to be coming through for them. Honestly, the Smash Roll is going to be a big thing. You got these top 5 players here. Milu being that MVP here, 7. Big GG.
Yeah. Big GG for him, being able to put up those 14 eliminations, 2,800 damage. But we're also looking at some of the other names in this list, Blank. We have Top as well, Mormon, QZZ.
I mean, Mormon has been acting as more men for that team. He is bringing the firepower in a big way. 11 eliminations, genuinely for E-Arena. I think he was kind of carrying the squad yesterday a lot. Scarface still being on that top 5 is a really big deal, though. Aaron, Kedge, big MVP players. Yeah. Scarface in the past really pulled it up in terms of that long-range game, but he's taking it close range now as well. Very, very cool here, Lace. I'm really, really enjoying it. Obviously, you saw Milu right at the top, but it's QZZ as well that I really want to see step up for Tiamba.
I mean, I'm excited for Top. I mean,
okay.
Top is bringing Aurora into the conversation. Yeah. I'm not saying like it's a single person. Yeah, it's a single person that fights on these teams, but from the performance yesterday, he's definitely making a name for Aurora and bringing Aurora into the conversation.
Go away, Doc. No, Doc, don't go away.
Oh, actually, play with the team. Play with the team, Doc. Play with the team, Doc. Don't go away. Don't run off into the distance versus Nigma Galaxy. That was bad. That was very, very bad.
Very, very bad. No good. Stay with the team, and maybe we'll end up seeing a good performance out of Doc. We know that he's capable of MVP performances, multiple MVP performances, but 2 teams that we're going to be taking a close look at is none other than Vitality and 4Thrives, because we know 4Thrives wants to be in that first, especially towards the top place.
Right, and we talk about the Smash Rule. You have a look at these teams, about a 25 point for some of these. It's not that far. Teams like Vitality and 4Thrives can be that team that literally overtakes the leaderboard in one game. We have seen it before, even coming out of the group stages. Team Vitality, 10.5 average eliminations. And then 4Thrives, 6.25. So they have the capability to be able to skyrocket incredibly fast and make their own Smash Rule up. They're showing consistency, obviously, through each game. The difference, though, in eliminations from group stages to now, obviously, is quite a gap in talking about over the 4 games. But, you know, Team Vitality are taking fights. They're making decisions that benefit them for late game, but they're just falling short. But for Thrives, if we bring them into the conversation, they are getting these eliminations, but they're not really making it to that end zone. So these 2 championship teams that obviously We got some PMCW championships in here, so of course they have the mental capacity, they have the skill to be able to bring them back into the conversation and be absolutely dominant over the course of the matches today. I'm excited.
Yeah, correct. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
I can see that.
Thank you.
Going in there. But yeah, that's what TM exactly did to the poor guys on Vitality over on Rondo.
Thumbnail बनाया भाई.
And I think for Vitality throughout the day, if we look back on it a lot, most of the
तारीफ कर दिया, मैं thumbnail दोबारा देखूंगा.
Quite formidable, and they played it out decently well. They are just getting pushed by teams a lot.
ये आवाज ठीक आ रही है मुझे, एक बार कोई कंफर्म करो भाई, क्योंकि मैं नहीं सुन पाऊंगा दोबारा वरना एको हो जाएगा.
I believe it was over on Rondo, and we had Tiamba come from outside circle and just send it to them. I think Vitality was very confused. I would be very confused by a play like that. And I think if Vitality didn't go down that early in that game, it would be very different position in the rankings. But yeah, the Elims are going to slow down right now.
अरे मुझे कोई आवाज मेरी कंफर्म कर दो कैसी आ रही है, मतलब कॉम्पिटिटर पीछे बोल रहा है तो मेरी आवाज उसमें डिफरेंशिएट हो रही कि नहीं हो रही, आवाज डिफरेंशिएट हो रही कि नहीं हो रही, ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ मैं, वरना उनकी आवाज थोड़ी कम करूंगा कॉम्पिटिटर की मैं.
Because yeah, they've been able to just frag out of their mind, but those placement points are not there yet for that squad.
No, they're not. This is only a glimpse of what
ऐसी ऑडियंस चाहिए मेरे को.
is capable of.
Thank you.
For me, yeah, Tizzy was 2.25. I mean, that's crazy, right? We're getting really, really good average elims from all of these players. Still, I want to see them just continue that trajectory, continue.
4:30 बजे चालू होगा फाइनल्स.
For me, when you're
देखते
thinking
हैं,
about
मुझे स्कोर टेबल भी देखना एक बार.
today, Blank, that is a lot more than we're used to.
Yeah.
It's 4 Miramars as well, right? But it does mean that for a lot of these teams, the pressure is going to get to them, I think, and also you're talking about mental stamina as well when you have 2 extra games like that. For me, Nongshim, I think, are one of the only teams in this lobby that actually have that mental fortitude to play those extra games as well as they would in any normal day.
One of the only teams. Hot damn, we're getting some shots out here on day 2. I think there's other teams that might be able to bounce back. And I think there's going to be a lot of teams that might be able to surprise us too because of that format, because we are going to be having 8 matches. One team that I'm going to be looking forward to surprising us is none other than Godlike. We have seen the potential that Godlike is capable of, and we're going to be showing it to you right now. Day 2 of groups, insane when it comes to eliminations. Yesterday, a bit and this is why I think from what they have shown us before, even though it's finals here, I think they'll be able to bounce back.
I think so too. I mean, the major thing that
इंडिया की तारीफ होती रहनी चाहिए guys.
Survival time looks fairly good at the moment. 20 minutes to 22. It's not a huge drop off there, but again, I'm going to tie this back into Nongshim Red Force very, very quickly, just because for Nongshim Red Force, I feel like what we saw yesterday, Lay, especially them and Flash, is that they were going a lot more aggressive. They're trying to experiment with stuff, which is important.
No problem, no problem.
End games, when you get to finals, you can't let that pressure get to you. Day 1 is about experimentation.
Yeah, I mean, Nongshim getting the eliminations.
Exactly.
They've got
अच्छा आज 8 मैच होंगे.
Godlike on the other
3
hand,
Erangel, 1 Rondo, 2
in center zone, but
4
unfortunately not having the split hold to have the wave of enemies that are coming around from the rotation into the circle. So obviously
मैं
we
एक
know
बार
Godlike
वो
can
चेक
get these
करता हूँ.
eliminations. They can take
मैप
them on,
फीड आया
use
कि नहीं
their
आया
card
इनका
as
भी.
well, but also future-proof their rotation into the map. So today is their day. I agree.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Especially with 8 matches too. If the first match doesn't go your way, I mean, we do have the 2 Miramars. The good thing about this, right, is that we do have Rondo in the 3rd match, which I feel like is going to
मैप फीड लाइव करा है अभी क्या?
used to be. If for some reason those first 2 matches don't end up going your way, the Rondo might be that kickstarter for some of their squads.
That's exactly what we've been discussing, right? I think a lot of people have had that discussion of where should Rondo be placed in a round in a day, right? And I think this is going to be a really interesting test to actually see if Rondo is really, really good in the middle of those of that map rotation. For me, I'm thinking, heck yeah, this is going to be exactly what some of these teams will need. You get that extra recall, you get that extra life, you get all those eliminations. That's the momentum that we start to see some teams try to build. 4 Thrives, for instance,
map feed भी ऐड कर दे रहा हूँ.
momentum yesterday, you know, third partying the hot drop. So for them, if they have a not so good Miramar session in the first half of today, that Rondo should be excellent for them.
I'm loving the energy that we're getting from the fans right now, whether it's 4 Thrives fans. We got Horan right here. This man just popping off too. 4 Thrives having some of the best best loyal gamers, that BLG squad that they have there supporting them. We'll see what they're going to be capable of. But talking about how you said earlier, you think, which team was it that you thought was one of the only ones that could actually, oh, Nonshim,
yeah,
right? The only team.
One of the
only teams. Which are the other few?
Way to take our words and twist it.
I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
But then tell us which other ones.
Okay, I think it's probably Aurora.
Agreed.
Aurora would do that. Vitality would do that.
You don't agree, Blaine?
You don't agree with Aurora?
I think Aurora crack like an egg all the time, dude. I think that's totally fair to say. I think group stage Aurora is unreal. Qualifications Aurora, also unreal. Finals Aurora is just a different beast, man, okay? I think if you can back them into a corner, then it could be really good. I do think Aurora's played slightly better this time, but I am getting some moments where I'm like, oh God, it's happening again. I can feel the docketing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You start talking about Aurora, I get past the side for Aurora as well. We gotta be careful with what we say here. Fans are so close by too. Luckily, everybody has been amazing here. Whether it's a Fourth Rise fan, Horror fans, Aurora fans, and for all the fans currently here, don't forget you can go check out the Fan Zone experience here at EWC 26, whether it's the awesome collaboration that we got a chance to see a show match for with PUBG Mobile and Naruto, or you can go check out the Brain Rot Royale, which I've been playing. I think I'm at level 7 or 8 now. I can't remember exactly. So I'm just gonna go on brand and say 7 and then just get some of the other cool stuff. We have gotten so many shirts. Actually, for disclosure purposes, I've only gotten one shirt.
One shirt. Yes.
Have you gotten any shirts, Blaine?
Oh, I don't have a wardrobe or anything like that from this event. That's not happened.
No.
I've got nothing.
It's so cool, though. It's so cool, though. Lacey, you finally get
single
one?
item.
No.
Yeah.
They're gonna play.
if
They're
they
gonna
see
play that
what's
security.
missing.
I got triple T's. Tongue. Sorry.
They're gonna play the security camera from earlier when we were actually over there before anybody was there. I was just putting shirts in the tote bags with Naruto. I'm like, yes, take all of that. But as we're gonna be heading here towards a match, especially in Miramar, is there one team that you're looking to kickstart off the day with Miramar?
Fourth Thrives. For me, Fourth Thrives has to do it now. Yes, they will have that second chance in the Rondo, but for me, they're tied in 7th and 8th place. They just one good game. They need this. They feed off momentum so much that if they want to survive all 8 matches and still be on top, they have to start now.
I think it's a weird day for Fourth Thrives, honestly, because they love to start on Rondo. They say all the time in the past that Rondo is their best map. Usually they start off Rondo really strong and then they can transfer that momentum. Starting on Miramar, I don't think that it's the craziest map. I still think they can play it. For me, it's probably S2G. S2G has had a tendency in the past for miracle Miramars.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. And plus, Miramar, you get 2 at the start, 2 at the end. So these are like practice Miramars, you know what I'm saying? And then right at the end, that's where you have all playability and energy. Yeah, the yes.
I'm going to be looking at Ulf Esports because of what they were able to do yesterday, especially on the last game. They were able to get that chicken dinner, get those extra placement points. But if we were to remove that one chicken dinner out of Ulf, you would end up noticing that they would only end up having 1 placement point. And for me, that is the biggest red flag out of these teams when you're not able to just convert only on elims and the placement points start fading away. I know you said that, yes, a team doesn't really need a chicken dinner to be able to win PMWC, but in my eyes, they do need to be consistent at least towards the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, the beige flag right now is Fourth Rise, right? We're in the middle ground. I mean, the 4 placement points, not great, but it is promising to see this still 21 eliminations. That shows, you know, gusto going to these matches, which I really do like.
Thrives. We saw some of the decisions yesterday. I think that's what it was. Especially the one that I really have to nitpick, Nepturo, with Fourth Thrives has to be when they decided to coexist with Hora Esports for a little bit too long. I feel like that ended up hurting them in a big way in that match. It would have been one of those things where we usually tend to see them being a little bit more aggressive, making teams back off, but that wasn't the case.
Well, yeah, if you pull into their like elimination average, which is 5.25 at the moment, group stages was only 6.25. They're actually upholding their elimination value. Placement, exactly what you said, Seven. They are taking too long on these fights early on, and they have actually not made it really into that top 10 sort of scenario very much. So if they can just obviously push themselves, just give up the fight a little earlier, guys, and get yourself into that rotation. Their eliminations will match, and they will actually do a lot better today.
And as we're seeing there in 16th place, EDA Esports with just 2 points. Those 2 points coming from eliminations. This is a team we're talking about give up the fight, talking about wanting to fight. This is a team that needs to figure out what they actually want to do, because we saw them hot drop with Enigma Galaxy 3 times yesterday. And after the first one, Rauf called them out, which, by the way, Rauf, keep on talking that smack, baby. Because when you talk that smack is when we actually start seeing your true potential. You get that little chip on your shoulder. But yeah, for Enigma Galaxy, for EDA especially, they need to just get rid of those hot drops.
Absolutely, dude. You're throwing. I mean, there's no other way to put it, but you are just throwing at that point. Today, though, is great because we don't start on Rondo or Erangel. We just go to Miramar. So hopefully no hot drops there. If there is hot drops,
there are a
may
couple.
need to have like a stern fatherly conversation with Ida at some point.
There could be a couple here going into Miramar, unless some teams decided to adjust. But enough talking. You guys saw us talk yesterday. You guys saw us talk right now. It's time we get into this game. So day 2, PMWC at EWC
Let's go.
Finals.
Let's go. Let's pray for God and OG. Let's pray.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue at EWC here in Paris. This is the second day.
This is the last
EWC here in
WC.
Paris. I'm so excited, Bunny. What's happening here?
Our attention now shifts to the teams that have to perform well today, because just 8 maps remain until we set the smash score going into Championship Sunday.
Yeah, Bunny, and it's crucial to not fall behind and to stay on the top of these rankings, because everything played today as well.
That's right, we've got young contenders, historic rivalries, and legends of the game ready to go toe-to-toe on the Gadia City grid.
The better player on Worlds meet again for insane games, but which team will seize the opportunity and rise above the rest?
One step closer to $3 million, inching towards the trophy, the status, the glory, and the legacy. And so, it is time to kick off day 2 of the PMWC Finals at the EWC 2026.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, we are so glad to be back. It's time for Miramar to get locked on in. We've been waiting since yesterday to jump into this map. We are going to be treated to that now, and it could not be more important for all of our teams here. They are going to need those points every single time they can get them, and they've got 8 chances today.
That's what it's all about here, to be on top of the leaderboards going into the final day of this tournament tomorrow. That smash point threshold will be set at the end of the day. Normally we start the day off hot in Rondo, but we're going to be starting it off hot in the sandy Miramar Desert. So let's get it going, John. I'm excited for this one.
Oh, absolutely. It is so important for all of these teams to keep their nerve, because today is a bit of a marathon, right? With these, with the unexpected 8 games today, you have to have the stamina. You have to be looking for it. It's so much more important than usual. It's kind of easy to disregard. Maybe you think, oh, it's only 2 extra games in the day, but that's another maybe up to 2 hours that you need to keep your mental focus locked in, dialed down, and under control, because every single point matters. Every single match can make the difference. There's no it most.
That is right here, folks. $1.7 million on the line here in the finals all by itself. $3 million prize pool total first place team going to be taking home $500,000. That is exactly what these teams are going to be fighting for here. So like you mentioned, today is definitely a marathon. I'm really interested to see how these teams have prepared for this, how their coaches are hyping them up. I was getting a little bit of backstage while hearing some of these coaches talk to each other. I want consistency. I want to see
मेरे को नहीं बात जानना है कि मेरी आवाज मुझे बता दे मेरी आवाज जो बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक है जो चल रहा है सब कुछ कमेंट्री गेम प्ले वगैरह उसमें से डिफरेंशिएट हो पा रही है या फिर मिक्स हो जा रही है मुझे जानना है
recollect your thoughts about how your Miramar performances went, to be able to re-engage those strategies, anything you noticed, anything you wanted to change, you can really fully brief your team as a coach, as an analyst. Now, they're going to have to do that on the fly. Yeah. They're going to have to do that faster for specifically Miramar
let's go.
We've seen for any other map. And so that could be an interesting dynamic to let unfold here in terms of those point scoring when it comes to the end of today and the last two matches of it.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
आने के लिए. The plane for the first time. Looking ready.
Let's go.
Don't get too hot with their drops. We know what they like to do, but it's not, as the desk was highlighting there, it is not Erangel. It's not Picardo. Sorry, it's not.
Let's go. पहला मैच Miramar. मुझे पॉइंट टेबल देखना एक बार.
So they have to try and get
let's go.
some points on board.
They need to desperately. Let's get this one started here, folks. You can see the players are excited. I'm hyped. I know y'all guys at home are excited to see.
आरती ले लो, आरती दे दो, जो करना है कर लो और चालू हो जाता है इस बार. एक बार मुझे पॉइंट टेबल देखना दो. गॉडल 14 पे ओके. दिखा देता हूँ गॉडल 14 पर अभी. लेट्स सी कहाँ तक पहुँचती है उसके बाद. गॉडल और ओजी ऊपर नीचे ही हैं 14-15.
And it's going to give these coaches a lot of time, right, in between all the other matches to prepare for those final two. So I'm interested to see how these squads start here and end here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would be interesting to compare the differences. We haven't seen them yet. I'm talking in the future now. But compare the differences to the adjustments that we're going to see potentially on Erangel, and then look at what adjustments we may see from the start Miramars to the end Miramars today. But that's a conversation for later on, because we do have to get stuck into the action. Hopefully not super quickly, but stranger things have happened. At the moment, I'm not seeing too much danger on these drops. It looks like teams are fairly extricated from one another. It's a little bit interspersed on the east side here, though. Hot Jukes with Tianba.
Gordon कहाँ जा रही है अपनी?
However,
जा रही है इस side, okay?
Much of a problem. Grab some vehicles, get back, regroup. The circle up to the north side should help to pull that apart as well. Maybe some danger between.
ओजी फिलहाल तो सर्कल के बाहर ही रहेगी मुझे लग रहा है. कि उन्हें पता है उनको ड्रॉप फ्लैश नहीं लेना. ड्रॉप फ्लैश लेगी उनके पॉइंट्स गवेंगे. उन्हें पता है उनको भी पॉइंट से खेलना है. उसे आवाज देख रहे हो और 36 पॉइंट है बेचारे. मतलब बेचारे तो नहीं है वो. Gordel 13 and OG 10 points. Okay.
He's gonna need to find something else here, or stuck to doing some little baby looting here. They're gonna be fighting some buildings.
They should be alright.
Yeah, they should be plenty. They'll have plenty of time here to get looted up.
Yeah, they're fairly center on this one. They could potentially break out towards some of the areas in Crater Field to send some looting over there. Alola as well, likely to head towards La Cobraria. Maybe try and hold some of the hills, leave an outpost down south. Aurora gets some target practice in. Yep, that bush is gone. Unfortunately, shrubbery does not count towards your elimination total.
Hello, Londo. मजा आएगा.
You never know. There could be a random player hiding in that one. And you're going to see QZZ get his Murata. So he's going to be driving fast down the lane. But yeah, you got to get some. Got to get the fingers warmed up here.
Ooh, I'm seeing a duo from Aura kind of chasing Quick from Alola up north near La Cobraria. It seems like they wanted to try and get engaged with that fight, but I don't think they've been able to hunt it down Quick just a little bit too up to his namesake. Hang on a minute. They are back on the road again. And Quick is turning tail, moving back towards the rest of the roster for Alula. In the middle of La Cobrilla, they're still hiding.
Ula और होरा की फाइट दिखेगी यहाँ मुझे लगता है। लेकिन ये बंदा अकेला है ना इनका। ये किसके तो रिकॉल के लिए बैठा है या तो कुछ और बात है।
No response really being seen from the rest of Alula. They're leaving him kind of high and dry as Jiggle from Aura is going to try and descend.
कुछ तो कर ही देंगे देखो, तो तुम्हें पता ही है।
They're into the vehicles and they're coming in for the rest.
Oh!
Will it be too little, too late? As Quick has to go for the hot swap to the UMP juice.
Oh shit.
A sick shot with that shotgun. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
देखो मेरा मानना क्या है ना, नीचे की टीम्स जो हैं वो कर लें जो उनको किल्स करने हैं, उनको पॉइंट बढ़ाने हैं, ठीक है। ऊपर को खत्म करो भाई, मेरा मानना ये है। उससे क्या होगा, अपने ही जो ऊपर की टेबल ना कांस्टेंट रहेगी तो उससे ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा उसमें। अपने नीचे के बंदे आते रहो ऊपर, ऊपर वालों को करो, ऊपर वाला खत्म करो।
It is a 3v3 from this close end, but the fourth is coming and that off angle. Let's see how this turns out.
I mean, when you have that south side hill under lock and key for No Fear, if he's going to get engaged here into the fight, maybe not, maybe more preoccupied with some loot. They say, you know what, it's fine. We got this. We got this. We got this under control. They're not pushing. They're being timid. They have lost the player so early. It's not what you want to see. A very aggressive roll down coming through from Ahora in that scenario. Did not want to let Quick get away. I thought maybe they had stopped off a little bit before, but no. They just kept on going, kept hounding that one down. It's worked out here. The question now for me is, as I always talk about with early engagements, how long are you going to spend getting stuck in on this one?
That's the exact question, right? So I like what Aura did, right? They saw a solo player, chase him down, get the secured point. That's fine. I'm starting to wonder what Alula's doing. Yep.
Okay. Aura ने निकाला एक और.
Way too long.
Aura का डाउन हो गया.
And now here comes Aura on the push. Sky running.
Ula का डाउन हो चुका है. Ula का डाउन हो गया.
Looking to get those finishes.
पूरा ओके, पूरा Sky भगेगा भाई फिर से.
Nasser trying to at least get some angles here. Ooh, hits the crouch, but it's not going to be.
Ula डैम, Ula बाहर. बाहर तो नहीं मतलब हाँ हो गया इनका 15 पॉइंट पर निकले। गॉडल को ऊपर आना है भाई, गॉडल आएगी ऊपर इस बार, गॉडल आएगी ऊपर, गॉडल ऊपर आएगी। आना पड़ेगा हमें
to capitalize on this opportunity from this northeast side. They've managed to move in and could contest for the Crater Heels approach.
The fourth tribes IQ वो सब भी अच्छा खेल रही है भाई।
Leaderboards you can see right there on the right of your screen here, folks. E-Arena up on top, waiting to see when Godlike's going to wake up. They definitely need to here today. They're sitting in 14th place with 13 points. Let's see if they can do it. There's still plenty of matches here to be played here, folks. I have a big feeling these leaderboards are going to get shaken up.
Group stage में भाई vitality के 100 पार थे भाई, 150 कुछ थे points. Vitality के अभी भी छठे नंबर पर बुरी थोड़ी ना.
Into your averages performance rather than those big E-Arena 29 limmers kind of coming on through.
अभी उसे पता है वो फायर करेगा, लॉन्ग भी कर देगा तो फायदा नहीं होगा. मिल जाएगा तो खामखा अपनी पोजीशन देगी तो.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm talking about getting consistent 6-pointers on the boards is so great for your team. If you can do that every time you get further than that, brilliant, beautiful stuff. Furia running into a little bit of a roadblock in the form of Enigma Galaxy, but a 1v1 over the top of the hill. Silence shuts him out, and Lord will no longer be able to levy the toll on the crossing.
मेरा तो फोन ही हैंग हो जाए.
Get the res here for Enigma Galaxy. It
मेरा
is
फोन ही हैंग
not
हो
a
जाएगा.
good start. In third place, you don't want to be losing players early, not like this.
That was a huge shot there from Silence with the DBS in the mid-range. Is able to get the knock. Very crucial. Instant thirst as well. So you can see Koops is going to be hunting down some high ground, trying to get the revenge for his teammate, but Ayala is climbing this up as well. Is Koops going to see him? He does! He finds Silence slipping. Now he's going to go for the 1v2. Uh-oh. Gotta watch out for that shotgun, though. Did tip him up a little bit.
Time fight. Done.
catches the 1v2
Pura
against
done.
Furia.
He baited out so many of the shotgun shells, forced the weapon swap. He knew he had a disadvantage against the shotgun there and was able to do a lot of work. This is vengeance coming through for Coops and Furia.
अभी भी एक को डाउन कर सकता है वो भी.
Flagging, unfortunate. Silence may be resible here as Chief sidles
नेड है.
There is another fight happening on your elimination feeds as well as fourth drives.
मेरे को अपने लौंडे देखना जरा कहाँ पर है.
On the south side, drives doing well. A nade over the top and Coops goes for 3 now.
हाँ नेड था भाई ये. क्यों रेट नेड था भाई. पूरे डाउन है. पूरे खत्म है इस बार. यहीं रुक गया.
Feels like to be under the wrap of Coops, turning his attention out now.
पूरे तो खत्म है.
Sand dunes, but not gonna quite connect on the first part of the spray down. Looks for more.
Oh.
Are you kidding me? That is Coops with the 1v4 against Furia.
Damn.
Beautiful stuff coming on through from Coops. Furia needed to keep that one together.
Damn, boy, damn.
Flash in the meantime have now been dragged down to 1 on the south side as 4 thrives are going to be the benefactors of that, getting 3 elims. I think, yeah, they're the team that has taken down all 3 players so far from Flash. Aurora a little bit further afield in those Picardo Hills to the north side of it. They are not going to contest it just yet. So for 4 thrives, they now have to move in because we did see a fairly hard east shift on this zone.
Yeah, that eastern shift is going to
उनको अपने लौंडे देखना यार कहाँ पर है.
moving here pretty quickly. And yeah, 4 thrives. They are not in the zone just yet. They're right on the south side of San Martin. They're going to be just kind of making sure they get their vehicles going.
अपने लौंडे दिख नहीं रहे मैप में फिलहाल तो. या तो ये लोग दिखा नहीं रहे.
They're all set up and now going to find a spot in this next zone. As far as teams that are not here yet, you're going to be looking at Nongshim Red Force. They are all the way down in Los Leones. They're still in the blue zone here. So they're going to be one of the teams pushing the latest into this circle.
मैं फीड खोलता हूँ एक बार.
Place right now with 21 points. But with this zone shift like this, it definitely buys you a lot of time here. So the most important thing is just rotating very carefully, not trying to get out of your vehicle. Play things very, very calculated. You can see Tianba already set up in these buildings near water treatment. And this is where they're going to park themselves for as long as possible.
Oh yeah, you're just going to hold out for the time being. See if you can hold down on these houses.
अरे लालू कहाँ है हमारी मैप फीड.
He's found himself a big green gun.
That's my favorite. The AWM. I want to see some snipes, man. Nothing gets me more excited than seeing a crazy headshot to turn
आप फीड देख लेते हैं तो.
He's got the 8x too.
जी ये रही.
Pow! Gets the knock on the silence. Wins the clutch 1v1
के पास तो ओजी हो गई.
The terrain usage from Coops here, just beautiful.
Yeah, so that's what I was highlighting before.
Where's Gordel?
Shotgun bait coming through from Coops, peeking up so
quickly
and back down, dodging the shells coming.
मेरे को ये नहीं दिख रही बस. हाँ है तो. वही वाटर ट्रीटमेंट के पास है.
He's going to have the advantage, or at least be on a level playing field if you can do that. The nade on target, yeah, great. Furia just didn't seem to understand how to compete against this high ground position. I'm not too sure what more they could have done there. Maybe just not engaged on that spot to begin with. But yeah, it's a little unfriendly. Next circle comes on through, and that will take us back down towards San Martin on that south side. Keeps the hills to the southwest of water treatment. Hacienda all in play. And teams are going to start to crunch in onto the middle. This roadside to the southwest of water treatment is going to be tricky to navigate, and it looks like Tiamba are going to try and do so, try and keep themselves alive. S2G find out just how tough it can be to move past this location.
Yeah, a smart play there from Tiamba. They go ahead and move, and they take this gas station. They realize one of the players from S2G are isolated. Easy point lockdown. That's going to hurt S2G, leaving them with 3. That's an elimination for
अब पता लौंडे किधर लेंगे. अपन लौंडे की फाइट हुई है. लौंडे की फाइट हुई है. कुछ तो हुई थोड़ी बहुत तो हुई है. 8 लौंडों की. हल्की फुल्की लोगों की हेल्थ कम है. तो मतलब कुछ तो फाइट हुई है. एक्चुअली डैमेज खाया ही होगा.
It is that road that they are sat right next to that is so difficult to cross right now for teams out on the northeast side, which is why you're seeing so many teams committing down to this southwest edge, right? To being a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit too close for comfort, but you don't have that major blockage of trying to get across that open ground, which is going to be difficult for Vitality, unless they can find a big opener, crack the can open with that AWN, land that shot. and try and find that pick. Ooh.
Oh, that's
Aurora.
a huge one.
Aurora getting spotted. I think 4 Thrives are getting stuck into the fight. 4 Thrives, 4 players alive. Aurora having one of their players flushed away, and now Hazaifa close up into the fight. The pump action for Reefus, trying to hold the door, but the SK-12 has a couple more rounds behind it, and Ziol goes down quickly too.
क्या खेल रही है भाई 4 Thrives भी भाई.
Going to be contributing to the points tally for 4 Thrives fairly soon. It looks like Doc goes down. Wow. The big boom through the window. And Aurora ain't got nothing in the face of 4 Thrives, who look to mark the start.
अपने से ऊपर की टीम खत्म कर दी भाई पूरी उसने.
The crowd goes wild here in Paris, France. The 4 Thrives fans are chanting their name. This is what they want to see. And this ain't going to get just any squad here, folks. This is against Aurora, who has been crushing it here so far. So that's the 4th place team out. 4 Thrives in 6, now with 6 eliminations, looking really, really strong to start the day.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how you want to kick things off. But remember, as we said before, it is a marathon today. You can't allow yourself to get tired out. I mean, it's excellent when you find those moments, when you find those high octane, high adrenaline moments, but you cannot allow yourself to drop off after that. So I hope that they're going to have their heads screwed on tight so that they can keep their nerve for the rest of the day as well. And there is still much more of this match to
Uji
play. So
सही कंपाउंड पकड़ लिया उन्होंने
in this position
तो.
that
बाकी यार
they
ये
are
गॉडल
right
फॉर
now,
द
against Nongshim Red Force, I feel
पूरा से
like
फाइट हो
they
सकती है अभी.
potentially could have a good time, but they're going to have to shift northwest away from
Rondo,
the location.
प्रे करो. जिस भगवान में विश्वास करते हो भाई सब पे प्रे करो.
I would say too. I was going to say too.
मुझे लग रहा है हुरा में फाइट होने वाली है, हुरा गॉडल में. हुरा का जंगली जिगल आ रहा है.
Flash that was dealt
ले पेटो भाई
by
सब.
4 Thrives themselves.
Yeah, you can see Tops does get away from now. Now
SUG खत्म हो गई क्या?
I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to the finals, I'm already feeling a different level of aggression here. Like these teams are pushing immediately. The second they feel a weakness, they're sending it. Now here comes Aura. We saw Sky get an elimination in the feed.
तो सोमा का दिखा भाई, Somer down है.
This one though, this is still outside of the circle, just to that bottom right side of San Martin.
पूरा से फाइट हो रही है भाई. अरे यार Somer down, Somer खत्म. मिस मार दिया.
Able to find Salme. They got that flush that they found the knock for earlier. And godlike, they are now down to 3.
कोई बात नहीं रोंडो. अभी है और मैच है.
Over towards the rest of his team, and they should be fine out there. Or look to try and navigate their way forwards. I don't expect another fight between these two teams. Maybe for the next minute or so. Oh dear.
Oh no, not like
this. That's a real bozo play right there coming through.
Yeah.
That is.
Panic हो गया.
That's Max Man's grenade of the day.
He almost got away with it too. You know what I'm saying? But our observer's just too good, right? Had to show the replay real quick, just in case you missed this, right? That is where it's at. Yeah, so unfortunate for Aurora. And it just goes, and I'm telling you folks, at this level, I mean, we got $500,000 for first place, and it's little mistakes like this that hurt, but we can see Razy with the AWM starting to put in some work.
Shouldering that can opener, looks to try and split the seams of Tianba's hold on the longhouse, but we know what Tianba can do when they're holding down a longhouse, so we know what Milu can do at least. Vitality want to try and find it. The res comes through. Milu is low HP, but he can get some healing done. Razy is close by. Another stepping forwards, but staying on the rooftops here is bold from QZZ. It may just work with a nade. In response is Brutal. And another to follow it up over towards Aching. Now only one player in the longhouse. Milu looking to try and hold it down.
Vitality.
With the Molotov burning, it's going to slow it out, but there's the off angle coming through from Axel. Where's the backup coming from Eagle? He's too far away to get involved here. The nade dribbles down the stairs. Might prove to be difficult to get past there. Does go down. And the res is still yet to come through. 3 players now for Vitality on the inside. Nade's cooking. Axel with a long one. Up to the top floor. May just blast them apart, but Eagle, he's just chilling. What is going on?
He's leaving it up to Milu, saying, you got this, bro. Oh, I guess you don't got this, as Axel gets the nade onto him. So that is Tianba just getting picked apart here. And really unfortunate for them, but you know what? Vitality soaking up some good points.
I mean, the Eagle has flown away here. It is not what you want to see. I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he wants to keep that forward position, but the rest of your team's dead, mate. You need to do something about that. Vitality were able to run through there. They got a really great opener with that AWM that we were talking about, the can opener on the position. And he was able to keep that momentum rolling with some big nades up to the top of the roof and a couple more positions beside. Amino
एडमिनो को 1 किल हो गया
Vitality, and they will have to run out with the circle shifting central.
Oh, Amino.
Vitality खत्म करो भाई, ये अगर तुमने कर दी तो मजा आ जाएगा भाई.
Vitality to help this team out. I know that there is an AWM somewhere around there. And, oh, nice shot.
आराम से बाबू, आराम से.
Exactly where he is. You say, oh, you think you have this down? Oh, that headshot though said, okay, how you like some of that? So, oh, that looks like it is Eagle going down. Oh, there's the AWM. Brazy's got it. Said, pick me. I dare you. I dare you to go over that rock.
Oh.
That is it. Brazy taking him out.
Boom! Takes him down from
behind. Push मार देंगे.
Pickup coming through from the shot. At the end of the AWM barrel, beautiful stuff. They baited him into thinking it was a rifle fight as well. Yeah. Tickle trades, and then he was like, I'm going to win this trade. You didn't expect that. Claps back, and immediately now Godlike down to 2 players alive. After losing one earlier to Horror on that northwest edge. Ooh, Tizzy, that's not good news. That's immediately flushed by 4 Thrives on the southeast.
Now we're going to go ahead and see Vitality. That goes to show you, folks, the bolt action could change the game for you. And it works out here. AWM clutching it up. Now you can see the rest of Godlike just going to have to hold those buildings for now. This is inside of the circle. Vitality, they know they have the numbers here, though. So they're like, all right, there's got to be a couple of players of Godlike somewhere. Can't just run into these buildings for free. Just trying to get a little bit of information. Mania, ooh, doing some little pre-fire shots onto some windows, looking to possibly catch somebody off guard. But here we go into the end game. Stage 5, circle starting to close. And this is an interesting one. I mean, we still have San Martin in play. A lot of open field, though, as well. You can see Aaron getting in some headshots onto So Easy. And now here comes Team Vitality on the push.
They're looking to roll around. 2 players now remain for Godlike. Federalis leads the charge into the position. S-Power first to face. Molotov on the window, burns him down.
Damn, good, very good. बहुत बढ़िया. रुक जा बाबू, रुक जा. अंदर रह, बहुत. आ गया क्या? Damn. Very good. बहुत बढ़िया S-Power. मजा आ गया भाई. भाई 1v4 कर दिया. ओ भाई मजा आ गया S-Power. बहुत बढ़िया. मजा आ गया. भाई 1v4 कर दिया S-Power ने. Vitality. Man, very good. मजा आ गया.
Unleashing that.
अबे जीते नहीं पागल.
Furious hair, sweeping it left and right with the shotgun shell.
जीते नहीं कुछ आग रहा है, जीते नहीं. लेकिन वो क्लच जो हुआ ना भाई S-Power ने किया भाई 1v4 डैम भाई. मजा आ गया.
S-Power, these longhouse shotgun plays.
Replay चाहिए मेरे को उसका. Replay चाहिए मेरे को. Replay दो भाई.
I love to see it. I absolutely adore it. With 5 eliminations now in the game, Godlike looking to keep their march going, but they have to get across some open ground here. E-Arena will be fully aware
S-Power
of
is
what
jod
just
भाई.
occurred on their north side. They should know exactly what has unfolded, and crossing this
बता
open
दिया
ground
भाई
is going
क्या
to be
गन पावर है
difficult.
इंडिया
I
की.
imagine that it's more likely they may look to sweep to the east, get a little bit more coverage as they may try and approach Ulf or sweep through the remnants of other teams across the map.
इधर कॉलेज पे शाउट आउट दे दो.
Match turns out it's already been so hot.
थोड़ा भाई ऐसे किसी का नाम नहीं लेते भाई. ऐसे किसी का नाम नहीं लेते.
On the edge of the circle. Satan, I believe, does have a position. Oh, I think this is still out of zone, so they're going to have to start pushing up here. Ooh, XEY in the blue. And
shout out to USA, yaar.
This is going to start chunking you down.
The game पे ध्यान देता है भाई.
Get himself healed up, and yeah, already getting shot. He's like, oh, I thought I was safe. No.
You thought, yeah. You
मेरा नाम भी नहीं. अरे सागर भाई shout out to you. ठीक है भाई.
All too happy to pick up the point there. They're now on to 6 eliminations, and that will hopefully bolster them.
S-Power down.
He was going to find the shot onto S-Power as well. I mean, I said I was
S-Power
thinking
killed.
east. I didn't say I thought it was going to be successful.
Yeah.
It's still a really tricky approach. Down goes
Godel.
Mania, but they have left an impression on this match. Godlike can hold their heads high on their route out of this game.
Hey, it's plays like that.
Okay, very important update. Godel eliminate हो चुकी है, OG भी eliminate हो चुकी है.
I mean, Godlike losing players early.
देखते हैं आगे क्या होता है.
Good points on the board on the back of that 1v4. Looking on over
But
to
एक मैच में 5
though.
पॉइंट
What are they
उठाए.
gonna do?
Good.
They got their eyes set
तो बुरा
onto
नहीं है.
Ida, and it looks like Hoops does get caught
Vitality को
on the
मतलब
transition
वो कर
by
दिया ना,
Sky.
clutch. तो
But
बस
he
उस
should
मैच
be
में
able
वो
to get safe
पॉइंट
here,
टेबल
Rez.
अप
I
हो
like
गई
the
है
fact that
एवरेज.
Rauf is starting to throw some
वो
util
बैलेंस्ड
up on
रहेगी.
top just to buy his teammates some time, and they should be able to get the reset here.
I mean, that was a long-range assist coming through Horror on that north side.
नेट कुक हो रहा है, कुछ तो होगा. आइडिया का एम्पायर है.
That's a really helpful hand over towards Ida to leave Nigma Galaxy on 2. Ralph now in position to potentially look for the res, suppress the runouts here with those 2 nades lying in wait, ducking, mollying the corner. That's actually going to help the res coming through. So for Ida, they're keeping them on the outside, sure, but they're keeping themselves on the inside as well, which is going to allow Nigma Galaxy to get back to fighting.
भी डाल दो, मैं भी
They're in the
रिएक्शन
zone
दूंगा.
too. Arena versus Aura on the north side.
मीट पे आएगा, मीट पे आ जा.
Get nasty soon.
Yeah, I think Ida are just kind of holding him out here because
तू मेरे को WhatsApp पे मैसेज कर एक बार, बात करता हूँ.
outside of it, but let's see how the play ends up reading out. Satan throwing in some nades in there, trying to get that crucial first knock.
मुझे WhatsApp पे मैसेज डाल एक बार जरा.
Trying to make some plays. Oh, the off angle here from Ida is going to be huge.
Meet
Let's see what he can do from that spot.
Could have been huger, but I think he just dropped the nade into the sand dune instead of throwing it over towards the opponents there. Not quite as efficacious as you need it to be. You can see on the picture-in-picture there's fights across the map. Horror really suffering against the arena as Nigma Galaxy still hold the stay on over. Ida on the run out now, rolling around the edge. Emre goes down, and there is just a cacophony of shotgun shells blasting them back. A tide of lead sweeps them straight back in the door they ran out from.
I'm so shocked that they ran out like that. Let's see what Nigma Galaxy can do on this push, though. Darkin's up on top. Coops in the front line with the S12K. That's the weapon you want in the CQC. The best close quarters combat gun in the game. Now let's see what Ralph can do. Everybody shotguns out.
मैं तेरे मीट ज्वाइन कर लिया हूँ.
Catching some little angles there, peppering up the side of Ralph. These guys are level 3 out of their minds, though, right now.
Oh, goodness me. There's the angle. I think that's Iarina taking shots across the way, because of course Iarina did clean up the fight with Horror just a moment ago as well. Hot Jukes on that northern nades on board, and we're able to convert.
The bounce!
What a bank on the nade there from Coops, and now just one player on the top
admit
floor.
कर लियो,
The shotguns are going to continue to put the pressure down, but there is still a little bit more left to fight as Nigma Galaxy are taking shots from across the way. They get rid of Ida, but now Ulf step into their shoes, take down one Turkish team, another one's here to play.
Hello, catch is right there waiting for you. Aaron's gonna have to turn around though, throw a smoke down, trying to be able to get up Solus. Nigma Galaxy though, great start, 8 eliminations so far. Ulf have 9 though. They're looking to put themselves up on the leaderboards here. But hey, Irina's gonna have something to say about
कोई बात, मैं बस वो छोड़ दिया तो उसमें एडमिट कर लिया मैं, ठीक है?
onto the side of Ulf.
कैम ऑन कर लियो, मैं तेरा कैम लगा दूंगा लाइव
The
स्ट्रीम पे.
biggest threat here, and it's gotta be Irina. Scarface. Oh, thinking about trying to pick up his teammate, but Irina's right there.
Oh man, this position is really annoying for Ulf. If they could have gotten rid of Nigma Galaxy, it would be so
This
much
is the
more
feel,
free
bhai.
and easy
ये
for
है
them. They
भाई,
could take control of
feel.
that whole June all the way out to their west side, but with Coops and Ralph still in action, they are penned in here. Solus bleeding out, and Irina can start to establish that chokehold on them.
Aaron's on fire. Not able to make it happen here. Scarface on the other side is getting peppered as well. He's going to throw some utility. Wolf just getting picked apart. Arena.
Big.
Oh, those nades huge. That's going to pepper up Mormon real good. And it opens up the door for Nigma Galaxy as well.
They're moving across the open ground.
Okay, ULF गई.
Fall. Ulf cannot weather the storm again. It's that position from Nigma Galaxy, the prevention of them sweeping out to the west that really came back to bite them here. Tourniquet layering down some more smoke cover now, and Nigma Galaxy with a 2 versus 4. Well, Coops can do it on his own, right? So what's Ralph even doing here? He's not needed.
Yeah, he's just there for moral support at this point, right? Let's see what he can do. But hey, you know what? You could never count out the IGL. That is Rauf. He's already still got that anger built inside him, that fire. all the way from Erangel Pachinki. Looking to apply it here. Coops with the headshots. Gets peppered up a little bit though in the process. The thing is that these guys are out of position big time. It's going to take a miracle for Nick Galaxy to do it. But we saw 1v4 before. We could see it here again for the third time in this game.
That would be pretty insane. That would probably be the most 1v4s we've ever seen in a single match of competitive PUBG Mobile at this level. They've got about a minute before the zone closes fully on that stage 9 zone. And they just have a sliver of it on the edge of that open concrete slab. They are just in, but that's not going to be comfortable.
Oh, look at this flyby right here. I mean, E-Arena doing a 2-2 split. Now,
hello, Kushagar bhai, kya haal hai?
Coops can get 2 of these players now. Okay, yeah, Schweppes is going to move on over, play that mid-range. I like that. You know, just better safe than sorry. Use your
okay, no problem.
Use the blue zone, and E-Arena should have this locked down.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, they're playing this very, very safe. E-Arena looking to try and convert from the top of the tables to a chicken dinner at the start of today. It would be so incredible for them to open that kind of a lead. And again, we've talked about it before, Schweppes, the only player here with a chance to get the 3rd title of PMWC champion. The only player in the world with that opportunity.
Oh, here come E-Arena. They're going to go on the push, where they're going to get aggressive. They take down Coops. It's just Rove.
Okay.
That is it. E-Arena gets
यार कल भी इन्होंने 2 मैच जीते हैं यार.
They're hyped up. They're excited. And they were on top of the leaderboards here, so that's going to push them even further beyond.
And they played that north side well.
कल भी इन्होंने 2 मैच जीते हैं यार.
They weren't over-aggressive. I liked that regroup off the 2-2 because, as you said, if you get one of those miracle picks, all of a sudden, one of those angles is basically gone because you have to stick that res, you have to try and keep your numbers advantage, then there's some negotiation that can happen. Regroup is 4, there's nothing that Nick Galaxy can do. The flex out, I think, was probably okay, but was pretty bold, and I liked it. I liked it towards the end there. For E-Arena, they should be happy to kick things off today with a chicken dinner, but we've seen them do that before. We've seen them do that before in record-breaking fashion. I do not want a repeat of what happened for the rest of that day. They did not keep that pace, and it is, again, that marathon today. So for E-Arena, a brilliant start to push them even further at the top of the tables, and free and clear of a lot of players keeping up to them right now. For the time being, of course, with a lot more matches to play, there's still the capacity to close that gap, but yeah, very, very happy with that opener. It felt controlled as well, in a way that I think that the big rondo that they had didn't quite feel like it was as much their agency, even though they were proactive and they were doing things. This felt like it was much more E-Arena's victory.
Yeah, I mean, the Thai squad coming in so hot here off the rip. They're looking strong.
हर बार वही है, हर बार उसका गेम नहीं है ये कि आप उतरोगे मारोगे और पॉइंट बना लोगे. हर कई बार किस्मत का भी खेल होता है. अब वही है, एडमिनों का भी तो यही हुआ. एस पावर होता है एडमिनों का, वो तो ऑम पड़ी थी, एडब्ल्यूएम पड़ी थी. जब तक थोड़ा मैच चालू नहीं होता तब तक थोड़ी आवाज कम कर लेता है ना. तब तक थोड़ी आवाज कम कर लेते हैं.
हेलो.
यस सर, हाउ आर यू?
मैं बढ़िया भाई.
हाँ भाई, एक बार थोड़ा कुछ बोलिए जरा.
हेलो.
हाँ, एक मिनट,
हेडफोन्स कनेक्ट करने दे.
कर.
हाँ, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, तेरी आवाज आ रही है.
मेरा कैमरा क्यों नहीं ऑन हो रहा? हाँ, हो गया।
क्या? क्या? अच्छा सुन, मैं तेरे को स्क्रीन शेयर करूँ इसका या फिर तू अपने YouTube पे खोलेगा मैच को?
मैच तो मेरा इस पे फोन पे ऑन है वैसे।
अच्छा तो फोन पे देख रहा है, ओके ओके ओके। तो लाइव खोल के बैठा क्या फोन पे?
हाँ, तेरी लाइव खोल के बैठा था।
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके, थैंक यू सर।
हाँ, मैंने सोचा यार मदद करेंगे देवांश भाई की।
ये सैल्यूट, 2 हाथ से।
2 हाथ से।
अभी स्ट्रीम पे थोड़ा शायद 5 सेकंड का डिले होगा, क्योंकि पॉलिसीज के अकॉर्डिंग अगर आपको स्ट्रीम करना है तो आपको एटलीस्ट 5 सेकंड का डिले रखना पड़ता है स्ट्रीम पे।
वो इसलिए स्ट्रीम स्नाइपिंग वगैरह भी होती है।
स्ट्रीम स्नैपिंग क्या, वो तो लोग वहां बैठ के खेल रहे हैं लैन पे, तो वो उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बट स्टिल।
नहीं नहीं, जो अगर जैसे वो है स्ट्रीमर है, वो गेम खेल रहा है तो इसीलिए।
हम्म।
या तू स्क्रीन शेयर कर सकता है?
हाँ
मैं फिर फोन ऑफ कर दूंगा।
हाँ ठीक है। स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ। या तो जो टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है उसका उसका डायरेक्ट उसी को खोल ले, है ना? तो वहां तो मैच दिखता रहेगा, और यहाँ तो मेरी आवाज आती रहेगी मीट से। तो लैपटॉप पे है ना, लैपटॉप पे चाहे मैच खोल ले या फिर जैसा भी करे।
मैं भी आऊंगा या स्ट्रीम पे।
हाँ मैं तेरे को ऐड कर रहा हूँ, रुक जा, मैं तेरे को फेस कैम तेरा ऐड कर रहा हूँ। विंडो कैप्चर।
फिर ये टूर्नामेंट का लिंक भेज दे मेरे को,
मैं भेज
जो
देता हूँ।
तू देख रहा है।
एक काम कर, डायरेक्ट सर्च कर ले और मैं तेरे को भेज ही देता हूँ डायरेक्ट एक बार ऊपर। PMWC।
वैसे तो मेरे को इसका अता पता कुछ है नहीं, पर ठीक है।
पूरा इतनी तो पबजी खेली ही होगी।
हाँ, इतना तो पता है मेरे को, पर टीम वगैरह कुछ नहीं पता।
वो मैं समझा दूंगा, चल हम बैठे। देख इसमें हिंदी कमेंट्री भी होती है, इंग्लिश कमेंट्री भी होती है, लेकिन इंग्लिश में ज्यादा मजा आता है थोड़ा।
तो मैं वैसे भी इंग्लिश ही देखता हूँ।
हिंदी में थोड़ा फुल्का फीका लगता है। मैं तो को लिंक भेज दिया। तो मैं तेरा फेस कैम ऐड करता हूँ। बिल्ली को पचाओ ऊपर, आरती करने वाली बिल्ली को ऊपर पचा दिया मैंने। हम्म।
ये तो मीट शेयर हो गई पूरी।
क्या? ओ
तूने पूरी मीट ही शेयर कर दी है।
सॉरी, ले, गलती से हो गई थी, सेटअप कर रहा था।
ये लाइव स्ट्रीम अगर श्रेयस के पास पहुंच जाए,
हाँ।
मेरे स्टिकर बनेंगे भाई।
हम्म। अरे यार तेरा इसमें बैकग्राउंड में प्रोसेस क्यों नहीं कर रहा? अब
बिल्ली तो
करेगा।
ठीक है, मैं कहाँ गया?
अभी लगाऊंगा, रुक जा। अले
हम्म।
हाँ, अब लगेगा तो। कौन फोन कर रहा है? ये कौन था भाई? कौन फोन कर रहा है बीच में? फोन नक्की करो भाई. ज्ञान रंजन भोई, ये कौन है?
रंजन भोई, श्रेयस.
श्रेयस है? कैसे पता तेरे को? यही नंबर है क्या इसका? 932623 नंबर.
93262 देखता हूँ किसका है. श्रेयस है.
हेलो हेलो. यस सर, व्हाट्स अप? कुछ अगर श्रेयस बोला है कि तेरा स्टिकर बना दिया है मैंने.
हैं? कैसे?
स्टिकर उसमें देख लिया तेरे को पहले ही. वो कह रहा टाइमिंग पे खेल गया वो. हाँ तू भी आजा, आएगा तो मीट पे आजा डायरेक्ट. आजा ज्वाइन कर ले कुछ आदर की.
It's fantastic. I got to say that Molotov he put to try and clear his backside. That was one of the best Molotov. That is a global level Molotov coming out from him.
आजा.
He's showing he has what it takes to be up here.
उसने तेरा स्टिकर बना लिया है.
What we're seeing from him today.
I love what we're seeing of him today as well. I love what we're seeing out of Four Thrives in this last match. Four Thrives being very aggressive, especially with being able to chase one of the other teams. Talking about chasing too. We got a chance to see Enigma Galaxy versus Eda.
कोई नहीं ऑन कर ले अब.
It doesn't matter, Max and Lace and Aptura. If it's Pachinki, it doesn't matter where it's at. Enigma Galaxy has their number, but when we're talking about some of the other teams, Four Thrives versus Aurora.
Yes.
We gotta mention that because it was so quick and then Doc with them.
We're not going to talk about Aurora. We're not going to talk about it.
I'll talk about Four Thrives though. Look, they had such an immense sort of split hold in the hillside.
मैंने नहीं दिया, मैं स्टोरी लगा रखी है ना.
They rotate, and it was only a matter of time before they were able to do that. And what we were obviously touching on yesterday is their pacing. So obviously when they get that first contention and then following up with the fight, their pacing is back to what we want to see. So it's very, very impressive that they were able to do that. Unfortunately, they did have IQ at the southern side trying to find a position in zone whilst that contention was going on. Dungeon Red Claws was sort of running up the eastern side, so they kind of like fell a little bit short there trying to move in because there wasn't much cover for them to sort of progress through that. And I mean, then it was just down to, you know, a little solo, and unfortunately he was found out because Top actually was sitting on top of a building, and that's probably the best spot and the only spot that could have been played.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very, very happy with Four Thrives. T24 especially.
स्टिकर बना देगा. स्टिकर ही बन गया.
On that long range with the mini, he's back supporting his teammates really, really well. And the whole squad is just looking very, very different from yesterday into today. They're looking very confident. They look like they know what they're doing. They have those final decision-making skills back and at them. And here we see it. 6th place coming in clutch here.
That's right. Four Thrives being able to jump up that leaderboard, 33 points. But Arena with the win, starting to create that gap, Max. And this is something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on what kind of gap we're going to be seeing from first place to second place and the rest of the teams.
I'm really happy with the Arena, right? Of course, you're looking at the consistency. You remove their two chicken dinners, their non-games. Like, sure, they're a little bit low on the placement points out of things, but you know what? They still get 2 chicken dinners over the course of what is that 5 games. That's an insane win ratio. It kind of takes out the equation. The consistency when you get these big wins. Second page, one team I really want to highlight here, Nick, is Hora. I feel like this should have been at least bare minimum a podium finish.
Yes.
But the moment E-Arena just slightly started pushing up on the mountain, they crumble and they give the high ground position for free.
कर ले ऑन कर सकता है कैमरा को. मैं देखो पिन कर उस पर लगा दिया.
श्रेयस भी है.
They did the exact same thing here.
नहीं श्रेयस की वीडियो ऑन नहीं है.
Hopefully they don't do it again.
Aura through that game, but I did like the aggressiveness that we got a chance to see out of Aura, and I'm hoping that it's going to continue on here. Let's see what's going to be happening on the second Miramar, because it's getting spicy here. Hot Jukes. John,
बनाने वाला तो मैं ही हूँ, बट ठीक है.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. The aggression is going to be at an all-time high here. We've already seen multiple 1v4s to start us off here. And I think we're just getting started. A whole bunch of matches left to go. My Jukes next to the legendary John Allen. 1 game down and a whole bunch more to go.
Oh yeah, we've got our second Miramar today, of which we're going to be treated to 4 Miramars over the course of today. We're going to end on 12 matches played total of our 18-match set. We're going to set that smash boundary. A lot to play for today. And if the Arena can continue to perform in the way that they are, that smash boundary is going to be so far away from everybody else. It's not even going to be worth thinking about.
सेकंड मैच चालू होने वाला है. अब जब मैच चालू होने अब मैच चालू हुआ मैं तो समझाऊंगा कि मैच में क्या-क्या चीजें होती हैं.
In this tournament, you can see the fans are so hyped, excited, beauty aside of things, pumped up, waiting for them to start making something happen. Unfortunately, they got taken out by Coops in that one. It is what it is, but a bounce back is imminent. That's for sure. First place, $500 million. Second place, $250,000. So a lot of money is on the line here, folks. Now let's see which team is going to push themselves and try to
Friends
catch
group.
the arena.
Let's go. Yes.
It's about that cold hard cash. It's about that warm feeling in your heart when you realize you are the new champions here at the PMWC, at the EWC.
Sorry अगर मैं लेट पड़ा हो तो chat.
2026, there's no team
मैं थोड़ा बिजी हो गया था ऑन करने में. चैट पढ़ रहा है. चैट ही पढ़ रहा हूँ. सब कुछ चल रहा है स्क्रीन पे. मेरी स्क्रीन पे 10 चीजें खुली हुई हैं.
Yangon Galacticos also not making it to these finals.
Chat, meet, live stream पीछे वो सब कुछ चला था.
Just to sit on that throne, to sit atop the rest. Let's get things going.
Yeah, let's see which team it's going to be.
हाँ देख ये ना प्लेन पाथ तूने सब चीज़ तो खेला ही होगा थोड़ा बहुत तो.
हाँ प्लेन पाथ तो पता है.
अब देख इसमें ना हमारी दो टीम्स हैं. एक ओजी करके है ओरेंगुटन और एक गॉडल तो तेरे को पता ही होगा.
एक ओजी और एक
गॉडल गॉडलाइक. इसमें पहले जॉर्डन था. अभी सेकंड मैच है. फर्स्ट मैच है 5. क्या बहुत जीतती भाई. फाइनल्स में आ गई. बहुत बढ़िया बात है.
Yeah, over on Erangel, it certainly was the main feature of their early games. Fortunately for them, though, Ida didn't do anything other than just sort of give points to them. It seemed
अभी लैंड करेंगे देन चालू होगा. पीछे म्यूजिक बंद हो जाएगा. हाँ मैं तो समझाता हूँ पॉइंट्स टेबल का हिसाब होता है. एक किल का 1 पॉइंट होता है. ठीक है. और शायद चिकन डिनर का 4 या 6 होता है. 10 होता है. 16 teams, 4 each, 64 लोग हैं. इसमें सारे मैप्स होते हैं बार-बार. 8 मैचेस हैं. 8 ऐसे पर डे 6 मैचेस होते हैं. लेकिन कल ना क्या हुआ, कल 2 मैचेस पोस्टपोन्ड हो गए. प्लेयर्स को वो हो गई थी फूड पॉइजनिंग. अरे वही बाहर का खाना है पेरिस का. वहाँ किसी को जम रहा है किसी को नहीं जम रहा है. तो वही बात है.
काफी लोगों को हो गई.
20 प्लेयर्स को. तो कल फिर मैं वही कर रहा हूँ. जिम कर रहा था. जिम करते करते स्ट्रीम देख रहा हूँ. यार पता नहीं यार पता वही नहीं दिख रहा. मैच चालू हो ही नहीं रहा. फिर पता चला कि फूड पॉइजनिंग हो गई. देन मैच पोस्टपोन हो गया. तो कल के बचे हुए 2 मैचेस आज होंगे. टोटल 8 होगा. ओ उतार दिया. जो 4T करके है ना 4T करके टीम है. ये पाकिस्तानी टीम है. ये टीम पाकिस्तान की है. 4T. सबसे ऊपर EA है वो इंडोनेशियन टीम है. ये पॉइंट्स टेबल पे देखेगा 13 नंबर पे गॉडल है. 15th पे भी ओजी है. आएगी धीरे धीरे ऊपर आएगी. हमारे बंदे भी थोड़े हैं बीमार पड़े हैं फूड पॉइजनिंग से.
और ये कौन सी थी?
इंडोनेशियन.
Indonesian making it happen. Looking on over to Fourth Thrive saying "Kapkun krap." That means thank you in Thai. Oh, yes it does. Yes it does.
मैं चाहता हूँ इसमें थोड़े पॉइंट्स निकल जाए. थोड़ा ऊपर आ जाए.
69 points on top of leaderboards.
जीतने वाली टीम को $500,000 मिलेगा.
That thrash, that smash point
Yes
threshold
sir.
is going to be where it's at.
$500,000.
So if your Irina have just they continue to have such a fortuitous day today, their goal should be to just set that point threshold so dang high that nobody can possibly smash in the final day. Now, so far in the history, we've seen one team smash at an international event. That's going to be Nongshim Red Force, and that was just earlier this year at the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. It was I believe Furia that was on
ये जो
top
टीम है
with the most
VIT
points,
Vitality,
but Nongshim Red
ये
Force
वर्ल्ड की
won
बेस्ट
that
टीम है.
final game just by the skin of their teeth, and that automatically made them the
VIT.
champs. So
yeah, I think it was a 1 point. They were 1 point behind
हाँ,
the leaders
Vitality.
as well, so they needed
ये बेस्ट
to
टीम
win
मानी
by
जाती है.
smash. It wasn't just a case of winning the game. So a really
मेरी
nice
ऑडियो भी शेयर हो
ending
रही है
for them
वैसे.
there, but
हाँ,
that's
तेरी
the
ऑडियो भी
fairy
आ रही
tale
है.
not really converting
श्रेयस की भी
over
ऑडियो
to
भी आ
Paris,
रही है.
unfortunately,
हाँ,
for
तेरी
Nongshim
जो
Red
भी
Force.
इसी
At the
करूँगा
moment,
ना
they're
वो
in
आ
9th
जाएगी.
place, still very much doable. But
मैचेस के बाद हम गेम भी खेल सकते हैं
they
स्क्रीन पे.
have got a little bit of a way to
I
go.
have got my controller here.
yes, they do.
क्या करना है फिर?
ये रहा.
Make sure that they
इंस्टॉल
just
करके
stay
रखनी पड़ेगी ना उसे अगर.
secure in the end game.
अरे वो खेलेंगे ना
Can't
Human
afford
Fall Flat.
any slip-ups at all.
अरे
Gotta be able to make some plays.
वो
Man,
भी है
that
नहीं है, वो
1v4
देखना पड़ेगा.
earlier from S
तूने हटा दी क्या?
was so dang
नहीं
high.
हटा ही नहीं है. लेकिन
They're still
क्या
having a
बोलते
rough
हैं?
day of it so far, though.
देखना पड़ेगा.
देख ले,
13th
कोई
place.
दिक्कत नहीं.
We haven't even reached the
हम कोई और
halfway
खेल
point
लेंगे,
of this
कोई
tourney, though,
दिक्कत
so they still got plenty of time to bounce back.
Let's go.
But if they want to win this thing, they're already kind of burned through the bad games that they can already afford. They really need to start putting up some good, solid, consistent points here. Because when you see E-Arena on top, that's a major threat. I mean, we've seen this team earlier in this tournament break a PUBG Mobile record for the most points. Again, so silly that they didn't make it into that into the finals off of it. But they got some little extra survival cash.
हाँ, ज़्यादातर लोग जो स्टैंडर्ड रहते हैं.
Yeah, but that's the point, right? It's a huge, massive, incredible game. Wow, brilliant, bright
भाई
lights.
इनकी टैक्टिक्स है, हर टीम की अलग-अलग होती है टैक्टिक्स. कोई बंदा अलग-अलग करके खेलता है.
After that, so it was a big fall off coming through from the arena, and
टैक्टिक्स है अलग-अलग टीम की. कुछ लोग ग्रुप में खेलते हैं, कुछ लोग बहुत स्टैंडर्ड होके खेलते हैं.
So to be able to come through survivals, fantastic. Okay, now they've started to really up that game, keep that momentum going. This is a much better scenario, which is kind of why what I was alluding to before is I prefer this chicken dinner that we just saw from the arena to the one that we saw in Rondo in terms of quality, in terms of an indicator for what we might expect for the rest of this phase.
Yeah, and we got to be honest too. I mean, these guys very luckily made it here.
ये हमारी टीम गॉडल.
Barely able to pass up the Wolves.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, to see them barely make it in, at least I think it gives a lot of relief, right? Because you know, for all the Wolves fans out there, they're like, oh, we were so close. But for E-Arena to actually pop off, it's like, okay, you know what, this team that made it deserve it, right? Like they're actually doing something.
तेरे को पता है साथ-साथ रिकॉर्ड भी हो रहा है, स्ट्रीम भी जा रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है.
But they're not messing around. I think that
मैं सेम ही डिवाइस पे रिकॉर्ड भी कर रहा हूँ.
tournament fared for them so far was kind of a perfect storm,
और
right?
भाई ये तो YouTube पे लाइव रिकॉर्ड होगा. ये तो क्लिप हो रहा है.
They barely make it here, and I think that really just lit a fire in them to be like, you know what, we gotta just play our game. Let's go full-fledged aggro, and then that's what's happening because they are just pushing team after team as a full squad and just picking it apart little by little.
इसके डैडी ही देख रहे हैं.
A lot of teams will unravel under that kind of pressure.
क्या कर रहे हो बेटा?
भाई काफी बच से खेलते हैं मैच में. कुछ पॉइंट्स का सारा खेल है. एंड तक पहुंच जाएंगे तो शायद 10 पॉइंट मिलता है. मिलता है.
I'm hoping that the nerves aren't going to be too rattled for a couple of our squads. It's going to be difficult. Not only on the losing side of those fights, but again on the winning side of those fights. Because in those scenarios, that adrenaline just hits your system, and it can end up once it
10 points मिलते हैं चिकन डिनर के लिए अलग से.
That can be a real detriment to your performance, and that's when you need to rely on the rest of your team, on the advice of your coach, on the feeling of comfort, hopefully, that you can find with the rest of it.
ये सुन रहा है ढोल बज रहे हैं वो लोग बजाते हैं.
The impact of falling from that great height.
इंडिया से भी लोग आ रखे हैं ना.
And okay, well, speaking of height, right? The zone goes all the way up to the tippy top here.
Going back.
Yeah, near Crater Fields, near that Hacienda del Patron area. We just saw this circle not too long ago in the last match. So teams are going to be trying to take a similar spot to what they had here. Arena, like, yeah, why don't we go to that same spot we were at last time? We won from there. We'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit further west. It does keep a lot of those Crater Fields areas in. But it is very similar, you're right, in terms of that location. Aurora spotting a player from Furia, but Coops will not stop in just one game. He's going to find shots onto them again. I feel like they should definitely be aware of his location this time around.
अगर तो वो तो मैं वो भी लगा सकता हूँ हिंदी कमेंट्री.
You know,
हिंदी कमेंट्री वाला भी अलग चलता है.
Not a good feel.
Comment लग सकता है कहाँ?
हिंदी commentary.
I mean, you're trying to rotate and losing players on rotation.
वो अलग दिखता है उसका POV पूरा.
You try to avoid it as much as
वो
possible.
गॉर्डन में डैमेज पड़ रहा है.
Sometimes there can be that one guy there.
गॉर्डन का मारने फिट रहा भाई. नहीं बच जा.
Up from lost, and all these players just ridiculously.
फाइट होगी S2G और वान्या उसमें गॉर्डन में.
And Jiggle, Aura heard the crowd pop off. Jiggle ends up taking out quick from Alula.
I mean, they did it last time very early on. This time it's taken them a couple more minutes, but same start to unfold. Aura have managed to transition down towards that south and look to control the really sharp high ground that sits to the east of Crater Fields and overlooks a lot to that south side. So a powerful position for them to hold if they can maintain it. A little crash between Flash over on the east side and Vitality. That very quickly concludes with one casualty. Win trying to get some revenge, but not really connecting as Razak bumbles over the top, but doesn't eat damage either.
There goes Vitality, rotating away. They take that elimination and run with it. Federales driving outside of the zone here, maybe looking for another vehicle. Seems that's what they have their eyes on here. No fear, popping out the buggy though. Going to be putting some pressure onto Aurora. They're on the rotation and they're going to get caught out by Ulf. No fear's going to push up a little bit closer here. Scarface into the building, catches out top, and that is Aurora getting picked apart here in match number 2.
Only one player now left standing. I do not think Doc is going to get the back up. He is over 500, probably about 700 meters away from them right now in the shadow of Nigma Galaxy on the west side. You just can't move. This is an easy set of flushes coming through. Ulf have got this roadside compound. They've got quite a decent amount of cover. It's Horror who sit on their northwest across the road, up on that high ground. So for them, for Ulf, I'm feeling like they're fairly safe. This next circle might put more pressure on them, but being as central as they are, it's unlikely.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty. They don't pretty much have to move very much at all. And yeah, they don't have to move at all here with this next circle. Vitality though, almost by water treatment, they're going to have to push on in.
OG और गॉर्डन ने बहुत सही प्लेसमेंट पकड़ा हुआ है अपना जोन के पास. OG और गॉर्डन ने काफी सही जोन पकड़ा हुआ है अपना एरिया. ज़्यादा बाहर भी नहीं है सेफ जोन का, अंदर भी नहीं है. तो अंदर होंगे तो बहुत मार पड़ेगी.
Central position as Sleepy gets a nice knock there on Aaron.
S2G are also pushing in from this northeast side. Aaron down, allows Tiamba to move in. Eagle and Milu in with the same vehicle, but there's a beautiful spray there. What a response coming through from Solus, holding in the face of the push. QZ wants to try and turn it around, but Solus has more left in the ammunition. Wow!
नहीं 2 गए 3 गए.
QZ with the M249 is being hunted.
अबे DVS तो नर्फ नहीं हो गई थी.
DVS नर्फ होने का भी बहुत स्ट्रांग है भाई. सोच तू तियानबा डन. तियानबा गई पूरी एलिमिनेट हो गई. 4 हो गए तियानबा के.
Today indeed, as Ulf with a beautiful stiff arm onto Tianba. And oh, you can see the pressure is on. You can see the player catch. Relieved
सोच रहा
after that
इतना नर्फ करने के बाद DVS को फिर भी इतनी पावरफुल है. DBS को इतना ज़्यादा वो करने के बाद पावर कम करने के बाद भी अभी भी वो बहुत पावर में है.
Wayward on the crash, it felt discoordinated between the two players in the vehicle. Not quite what you want to see from Tiamba.
Thank you.
I don't want to say lazy. I feel like it was being harried by Horror with the off angles there on the northwest side. S2G were putting pressure on the back of that, and it became a little bit too chaotic. They couldn't quite find their way through it. There was no way that they could navigate that.
पापा लाए मेरे लिए कोल्ड ड्रिंक, मैंने वहीं पी.
But for Solus, that is
monumental
flip farm. Not quite a 1v4, Jukes, but it was pretty damn close.
That's as close to a 1v4 as it gets here, folks. I'm telling you, big plays coming out of here in the finals. Axel getting naded up pretty good, peppered by Al-Ula. Let's look at the replay here. Solus with these headshots. Taking out that duo. And still finding himself good movement here. Yeah, as soon as he sees QGZ, comes on out, pops a nade on accident, and gets the knock.
Oh, okay, we're back in. With Alora versus Vitality, one over the top, looking for another as well. There are 3 players alive on side for Alora, but there is damage.
अबे इससे पहले वाले मैच में गॉडल का बंदा है एस पावर हमारी एज का जो है उसने वर्ल्ड की बेस्ट टीम जो थी विटैलिटी इसको 1v4 करा था इसको 1v4 करा भाई विटैलिटी को एस पावर ने
to his name, trying to be able to help out Federalis. Federalis is knocked, and it looks like he will be thirsted here because it's taken a long time. Meanwhile, S2G decided to just back things up. Say, you know what, we don't want none of this zone going down south. Let's prioritize that instead. And Razy is going to start cresting that hill. Can he spot out one of these players of Alula? He sees Rep. When he's going to take that shot? No, does not see a good sight line. Decides to back on up.
OG का with got done. Vitality बुरी गई क्या? अब 100 में knock हुआ. 100 में done.
You need to be 100% sure that you can lock down a knock. Or maybe
यार में खत्म है. Gordon भी fight ले रही है तभी अरे यार उसको point लो.
Being devastated yet again. Rita now the last to stand. Aru and a tanky. About face for another approach. Rita cooking a nade to try and
वो डायरेक्ट नहीं फेंकेगा बहुत बढ़िया पाजी बहुत बढ़िया पाजी मजा आ गया
and send Ida packing.
There we go, and that's going to be the 15th place team so far. Starting to turn things up, but here we go. It's the White Rabbits battling it out against Fourth Rise. Turney K gets the flushes.
पाजी एक्सटेंड कर गया भाई पूरी टीम वाइप कर दी.
Just putting in that work, and they're going to keep their whole team alive.
And back up they get. Nicely done, nicely done. We saw Razy doing a lot of work against Alola. Hang on a minute. This is a solo? A solo against Alola on the north side? Where did that come from? Razy's
अकेले 1v3 कर दिया भाई Vitality के बंदे ने.
3 eliminations. Razy putting the points here for Team Vitality. The Indo squad looking good here, as they're going to be pushing into this next zone. And we're looking at this next circle as it is just south of Crater Fields. You got OG on that southern end right next to E-Arena. That battle should happen out any soon. And now you got Nigma Galaxy right next to Nongshim Red Force as well. Let's see how they're going to play this out. Coop's got that mini 14 looking for that long-range headshot.
I'm also looking at S2G on the northeast side of the circle right now, Jukes. They have to push in, and as a 4, do you go in the shadow of Aura, or do you try and sweep down past Flash? But it is a difficult approach for S2G, and they do not have long to make that choice. I feel like they are committed much more up to the north edge and could potentially challenge Horror on that northern side.
ये 1v4 कर सकता है Satan.
Let's see how this is going to play out.
I don't think so.
As well.
करना तो नहीं चाहिए.
Only stage 4 here, folks.
करना तो नहीं चाहिए.
does get knocked though from Godlike.
क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए?
अरे हमारे बंदों को करना चाहिए 1v4 ना कि हमारे बंदों को कोई 1v4 कर जाए.
In the same boat with the duo, driving around, just trying to get a little bit of intel. Dawkins nearby. You gotta watch out for that. Meanwhile, Aura from the high ground are trying to catch S2G out on the rotate here. Sleepy is able to put some support.
हर बंदा अलग-अलग गाड़ी में अपनी रोटेशन के लिए.
Kamikaze's buggy is smoking.
Okay, उतार दिया. Done.
Oh, that is a scary sight. Pressing the ridge line, no fear. Spiking the heart rate of S2G as they try and make their way in. They did have to make that choice in the end. But moving in, they managed to get 3 through.
इंडिया में बैन है.
ये किस पे कर रहे हैं? ये बाहर बैठे हैं पेरिस में खेल रहे हैं. वहाँ तो चल रहा है ना PUBG मोबाइल ही खेल रहे हैं. पेरिस में चल रहा है एलान इवेंट. ये सारे लोग स्टेडियम में बैठे हैं सारे प्लेयर.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि ऐसा तो होगा नहीं कि
नहीं सब साथ में बैठे हुए हैं सब एक साथ एक स्टेडियम में. एलान इवेंट बोलता है.
Letting us know. Okay, this is the replay of the 1v. I think 3.
Yeah, there we go. Yasser catches him out as he pops out the vehicle. And then, pow, beautiful use of that ridgeline. Razy just picking apart Aula. Those mistakes, man, making it look easy there.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. Swapped out.
बंदे ने लास्ट शॉट स्नाइपर से मारा उसको.
I wanted him to run it through there.
Close range में.
That would have been the coolest. But You know what?
ऐसे हुआ
You're
था
looking pretty
before मैं
cool
देख
already.
भी रहा था
Crazy.
वो गॉडल गई, गॉडल खत्म हो
With a
गई.
knife fixed at the end of the barrel.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what Razy can do with it.
खत्म हो गई.
He's gonna be holding on to that.
अबे यार किसने मार दिया? गॉडल खत्म हो गई.
No fear.
हाँ,
On top
इस
of the hill, doing a good
वो
job.
चारों बंदे गए.
Applying that suppressive fire on these teams, trying to find a way
और
into this
zero
next
eliminations
zone.
के साथ.
Oh, crazy.
कोई नहीं, अभी है, अभी 6 मैच और हैं.
Up the points as a solo here for Team
निकालेंगे पॉइंट
Vitality.
निकालेंगे.
I mean, since he's been a solo, he's gotten 4 eliminations.
I believe in them. अभी एक टीम है, OG है हमारे पास.
Side as well, which I think is a really big factor here. With
बट OG के भी 2 ही बंदे बचे हैं.
Basically,
ये क्या हुआ?
Horror are basically unstable.
तेरी भी स्ट्रीम ऑफ पॉज हो गई थी.
हाँ. ये उन्हीं के सर्वर पे दिक्कत है.
Ulf could potentially have an opening road to Sleepy has got that angle, but if
ये
Sleepy gets knocked, if he gets spotted,
पे नेटवर्क पे दिक्कत है.
फिर अटक गई. मेरा नेट तो मस्त आ रहा है.
देव का नेट से आ रहा है.
सबकी अटकी है ना? उनका वो हो गया होगा.
तो ये बेसिकली YouTube की दिक्कत है.
हाँ, YouTube का दिक्कत है. भाई क्या हो गया भाई? क्या कर रहे हो तुम YouTube वालों?
ओ भाई
कर दी इस्ते से करा दी.
इंग्लिश वाला डाउन हुआ या हिंदी वाले भी डाउन हुआ?
Sleepy has got that angle.
हो गया, चल गया.
If he gets spotted,
ना
नहीं चला. हिंदी वॉइस लगा देखता हूँ एक बार, रुक जा.
चल गया ये.
खवातीन हज़रात, आप
सकते हैं कि सोमेश शायद अपनी टीम से थोड़ा सा दूर खेल रहे हैं या फिर दूसरा थॉट.
चली क्या?
ना
ये क्या हो गया भाई इनको?
Sleepy has got that angle, but if Sleep
What happened? Rehost. सब ये लिख रहे हैं. स्ट्रीम नहीं चल रही, स्ट्रीम नहीं चल रही. Can't even stream. Fuck. सब ये लिख रहे हैं. Lag. Stream buffer. अबे भाई एक ढंग से तुम लोगों से एक ढंग से टूर्नामेंट नहीं कराया जा रहा. इतना बढ़िया मैच चल रहा था. अब पता नहीं हमारे पीछे क्या क्या हो जाए. मुझे पता भी नहीं है. एक बार उसकी स्ट्रीम देखता हूँ स्नैक्स की. स्नैक्स में कुछ वो स्ट्रीम है ना स्नैक्स, वो तो वहीं बैठा है पेरिस में, वहीं से कर रहा है. चल गया
on the side with his ghillie suit.
चल गया.
Trying to play it quiet, trying to play it smart, finding these angles.
Crazy. Playing it very, very quiet. Finds a little spot to hold himself in for now. But he's so dangerous. He's got that ghillie suit. In the desert, not quite the best camouflage.
अब देख, जब हमारी स्ट्रीम लैग हो रही थी ना, उसके बीच OG भी एलिमिनेट हो गई.
And this is how you do it right here, staying alive, just able to get some confirmation, some confirmations on some knocks, soak up some points. Meanwhile, S2G got a little car wall set up here.
Oh, Furia on the move. Silence up and to the ridgeline. Jiggle will be aware of it. Razy completely hidden from Furia's radar right now. Operative word being right now.
Right now, and yeah, look at this, silence. Gonna have to be silent here, but Razy, he knows something's up. He's waiting for someone to peek that hill, waiting for someone to make the move. But instead, he's just gonna stay very, very quiet here. Uh-oh.
Up they go.
Jiggle, you better watch out. They're coming for you. Silence, driving up the hill little by little.
I think Razy's gonna get spotted here. Igor is
Need
gonna run straight into it potentially. Oh, maybe not. Darts back a little bit. They're waiting for the peaks. This negotiation on the north side is tense. S2G isolated right now on the southeast side of all of this, sort of all just playing in the same spot. Looks like they're trying to start to move out now, which I like. I think it's the right decision. And we've got solos from Aurora, solos from Ulf, as well as Orangutan. Atanki may be the first of those to go down, but does take a fair chunk out of Lost before he goes out.
Put some damage on the board. S2G looking to clean this up here. They definitely need a win. They're in 12th place. Win will definitely put them in a good position here for the rest of the day. Furia, the same boat. Let's see who's going to take this chicken dinner, though. Aura rocking a 2-1 split with Jiggle on the absolute high ground here. Don't forget about Doc, though. Aurora all by himself. He's still there. You can see him. He is just holding that spot and starting to soak up some placement points here. Only 6 teams remaining.
The thing for Aura right now is that they know there's a solo on the north side, which gives them a little minor advantage if there's going to be a third-party fight between them and Furia. Raze's angle might not be known. S2G take a shot from Eren, who is their solo from Ulf. And Eren finds the flush as well. So S2G now down to 2 players. Jukes, there's a lot of solos here, but they aren't without their opportunity.
Yeah, that's for sure. They could win this whole thing if the timing ends up perfect for them. You can see nice shots there from No Fear. Oh, instant confirmation too. MSG's really hurt.
So he's going to throw the pan there.
Yeah,
no.
that would have been nice.
Pulls
to
the
say,
pin on the nade.
Take some of this, some of that. Long nade. Not able to get the finish. And it looks like S2G should be able to get the reses here. Does he have a Molotov for another nade? Because I mean, he has the high ground. He might have the arm to get there.
भाई वो तब से ही बैठा हुआ वेट कर रहा है बस कोई आया और लगा
coming through now. For S2G to keep themselves alive as 2 players. It's Raze that I've got my eyes on still from Vitality. He's gone so far. From such a distance.
Spot
Eren,
हो गया.
the next solo to fall. Igor's has flexed out and is very close to Doc for Furia. That could be a dangerous spot if they're caught unawares. Oh, he's hopped out as well. Doc might just be able to get away with a free elim here. There's a nade in his hand.
छोटे से जोन में
This is not
5
where you want to be
teams.
for Igor's. If he doesn't hear this pin, if he doesn't get out of the way, this might just be a free knock, but he's into the vehicle again. And I think he's read into it. He's up into the wall now. Doc has to hold his little shack out in the open.
Silence and Furia just waiting for this fight to happen. These guys are going to wait up to the last second here. The zone is closing. Okay, Jiggle backing things up, and he goes right into Raze. Gonna have to make a play. Great headshots, but Sleepy, great teamwork there to be able to shut him down.
It felt like that was the opportunity there. Jiggle stalling on the buggy slip, but just didn't quite finish off that spray. And the backup from Horror, of course, they did know he was there. As I was saying earlier, after losing a player to him was good news. Oh, another solo goes down. That will be the final solo out. So we are playing 3v3v2 as Furia in with a chance here to put that chicken dinner on the board. Same story for all 3 of our teams. I feel like S2G are the most suppressed in their area right now.
Yeah, but they're suppressed on the leaderboards too, right? So literally all these teams desperately need this game. Gonna be big points regardless. You can see right now, 8th place, 11th place, 12th place. It's gonna help them out big time. Let's see what No Fear can do with that high ground. This is stage 8, folks. The zone will be closing into nothing once that zone pops. Sleepy applying that pressure on S2G. He's got the intel now, knows exactly where they're at. He's got a couple nades. Gonna go ahead and use that high ground to try and get the shots. But some big shots on the Aura. That's No Fear eliminated. That angle being gone is critical.
Really nice pick up there over onto the high ground, as well as Jiggle going down. Leaves Aura now just on the 1 player alive. Furia want to regroup, and the descent comes through from the last remaining player for Horror, Sleepy, who has broadside on Lost, but he's not taking the shots just yet. I think Lost spotted him just before he ducked behind the ridge. And he has to drop down a little bit further to be a bit safer. Spots Lost, gets a headshot, but doesn't quite get that full-blown knock just yet. And then they roll. He finds the other, though. He finds his teammate, and maybe a 1 versus 2. But Furia now sat with their players rolling across the open zone. And Sleepy finds another. 3 players now left for him to deal with. But there's a P90 outside. He's behind those trees. I don't think it's going to work. No, sorry. Brazil able to find the chicken dinner here. And Furia fight back.
It's about time. We knew that chicken dinner was only going to take a little while, and it happened to be just 2 matches here into day number 2. So Furia get the win, and the crowd is pumped up for their team here. A huge, huge win for the side of Brazil.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. I think it was 9 elims towards the end in that region. It's a massive jump for them.
हाँ वो चिकन डिनर के 10 पॉइंट्स होते हैं, 10 पॉइंट एक्स्ट्रा। जो किल करे हैं वो तो अलग ही है, बाकी वो अलग। क्या हुआ श्रेयस भाई, आप एकदम चिल्लाए क्यों?
क्लैश रॉयल फ्रस्ट्रेशन यू नो भाई।
अच्छा
तूने तो खेला ही होगा ना क्लैश रॉयल?
हाँ खेला है मैंने, क्लैश रॉयल खेला है।
हाँ तो उसका फ्रस्ट्रेशन काफी होता है ना, तो
यस यस सर।
Points as well. But you know what? The board is going to be, the leaderboard going to be balanced out a little bit right now. Because like you mentioned, top teams go out, teams in that mid-pack start moving their way up.
और अभी कितने और होंगे आज?
इसके बाद 6 और हैं। हाँ हो जाएंगे।
मतलब रात के 7 बजे तक।
हाँ 7-8 बजे तो चलते हैं सब।
7-8 बजे तक यही करेगा।
देखना पड़ेगा यार कि क्या चलता है। अगर लगा बीच में कि हाँ नहीं होने वाला गॉड लाइक से, तो फिर मैं स्ट्रीम बंद कर दूंगा और रोने बैठ जाऊंगा। ये फाइनल्स है भाई। मतलब देखो मैं आता हूँ, 3 दिन होते हैं फाइनल्स। कल हो चुका है फाइनल, एक डे 1 आज डे 2 है, कल डे 3 है। डे 3 के लास्ट में इन तीनों दिन का जो पॉइंट्स होंगे कंबाइन किया जाएगा, सबसे ज्यादा पॉइंट्स वो जीत गया।
Maybe flew under the radar for a couple of people. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
up for Razy.
कल के कितने रहे थे?
देख पर डे 6 मैचेस होते हैं, बट 4 ही हो पाए मैचेस। उनके 2 रह गए क्योंकि फूड पॉइजनिंग हो गई थी, तो प्लेयर्स ने उल्टी कर दी थी स्टेज पर ही। तो आज वो जो 2 कल रह गए थे वो होंगे, फिर कल वही नॉर्मल 6 मैचेस होंगे।
नहीं कल का कौन था लाइक
टॉप में ई अरीना, वो इंटरनेशनल टीम।
हाँ
बहुत तगड़ा खेली है कल वो।
हमारी दोनों हमारी दोनों टीम्स कहाँ पे थी?
13 और 14 पोजीशन पे आएगी यार, देखते हैं ऊपर, अभी टाइम है। बस पहले भी ग्रुप स्टेज जब क्वालिफाइंग राउंड चल रहे थे तब डे 2 पे बहुत बेकार खेली थी। डे 4 पे ही सीधा शायद बिल्कुल बॉटम से बिल्कुल सेकंड पर आ गई थी एक ही दिन में, इतना तगड़ा खेली थी। तो मैं वो वाला कंसेप्ट छोड़ चुका कि ये बेकारी खेल रहा, बेकारी खेलेगी भाई। उस दिन मेरा भी दिमाग फट गया था जब मैंने देखा कि बिल्कुल बॉटम से टॉप पर आई है एक दिन में ही। वो मजेदार थी भाई।
यानी बेसिकली लगातार 3-4 विंस।
हाँ भाई, किल्स ही किल्स, धड़ाधड़। अब पता ये भी इफेक्ट कर रहा होगा भाई, क्योंकि हमारी टीम के भी 2 लोग, मान्य और एडमिन, उनको भी वो हो रही फूड पॉइजनिंग। तो भाई इफेक्ट तो करेगा गेम, तो इफेक्ट तो होगा। अरे मुझे गेम बताया ना बढ़िया सी। और तूने वो खेला है फॉल गाइज?
अरे भाई
हम फॉल गाइज भी खेल सकते हैं तेरे को।
एपिक पे ही है ना वो तो?
हाँ एपिक पर है, और स्टीम पे उसका वो है स्टम्बल गाइज।
यस
पर देखो क्या चल रहा है ग्रुप में, क्या नाम रख दे ग्रुप का? लड़की मैं ढूंढूंगा।
भाई बहुत कुछ भी करते रहते हैं,
है ना?
हाँ
करने वाला ही मैं हूँ, बट ठीक है यार।
श्रेयस तूने स्क्रीनशॉट भेजा है ग्रुप में?
ओए
हाँ
आउट।
क्या कह रहा है?
अ वे आउट।
अ वे आउट ऑफ व्हाट?
एक कोऑप है जो हम स्ट्रीम पे कर सकते हैं।
वे आउट फ्री गेम है?
Let me check.
अरे भाई जो फ्री है उसको भी 2 मिनट लगेगा इंस्टॉल करने को यार।
नहीं जो भी हो, मुझे पेड भी
हाँ
होगी तो मुझे दिक्कत
नहीं
नहीं है।
नहीं नहीं, मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ उसको ही करते हैं अगर करना भी है तो।
हाँ
Steam
तुम
पे
लोगों ने
है,
देखी है क्या? क्या नाम था
prepaid,
दोबारा बता।
A Way Out।
श्रेयस तूने फोटो क्यों भेजी ग्रुप में, ये बता मेरे को तो पहले।
वो तो फॉर द लव ऑफ द गेम भाई।
क्या क्या क्या?
इसने स्ट्रीम का स्क्रीनशॉट लेके भेजा है ग्रुप में।
भाई इमेजिन कुशाग्र को इंटरनेशनल जाते हुए। सो मैं अपनी खुशी ना अपने अंदर रख नहीं पाया।
तू चुप रह रे।
हाँ दोबारा गेम का नाम बताओ, भूल गया मैं।
A Way Out।
द वे आउट।
कहीं पे भी डाल आ जाएगी।
ये तो शायद लग रहा पेड गेम लग रही है मुझे।
हाँ सेम
है।
अरे भाई अबे फंबल या स्टीम ही करते हैं ना। आई मीन फंबल या फॉल। फंबल क्या कह रहे हो, स्टंबल या फॉल? अरे भाई
भागा बोलना नहीं गाना।
अरे यार ये सब स्ट्रीम पे रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है।
ओ फिर सॉरी, मैं भूल गया
सब
था।
मी मटेरियल है भाई।
सॉरी। अब तो हो गया जो हो गया, सॉरी।
अरे यार
अब मेरे घर वाले भी देख रहे होंगे तो अब मेरी मौत तो पक्की है।
वेट व्हाट?
नहीं देखते वैसे, कौन बैठ के देखेगा मेरी स्ट्रीम? मेरे घर वाले तो खाली नहीं है।
हाँ मुझे वही लगा कि
और
यार
चल रही होगी स्ट्रीम पे तो, टीवी तो पता नहीं। ये अभी ये ग्रुप में क्या क्या बोला?
ये अकुल भी सोचता था, फिर भट्टागर ने स्ट्रीम देख ली उसकी।
अब ये ग्रुप में लीक नहीं होनी चाहिए। हाँ भाई
तो ऑब्वियसली बात है कि सही बात है भाई, नहीं होनी चाहिए।
Making sure that S2G couldn't go around to the south side, but also
पता नहीं ना
pressuring
कहाँ
Aurora to
जाएगी।
actually push into S2G at the same time. Very, very well played. Good control of the teams, good control of the zone, and the timing was really good. They brought it, they backed it up with firepower as well.
तो तू कह रहा है ये वाली गेम अ वे आउट, तो उसका फिर मतलब लाइक कैसे करना, क्रैक करके? मैं तो खरीदने में दिक्कत नहीं है, तुम लोग कैसे खेलोगे ये बताओ ना मुझे।
सही बात है
अगर फॉल गाइस खेलना है उसके लिए मेरे को डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा एपिक गेम स्टोर। तेरे पे है नहीं? तेरे पे है एपिक गेम स्टोर? खेलेगा फिर फॉल गाइस कर लेते हैं।
I was scared for Furia though. I thought we were going to see some drive-bys that we ended up seeing from them yesterday that ended up backfiring. But for Hora Esports, I got to give them even more prop scale.
बताओ।
They had a 3-1 split on that mountain that ended up working out perfect, especially when the circle ended up.
श्रेयस कहाँ गया? श्रेयस को बुलाओ।
Facets to it, right? Hora, when it comes to them controlling that kind of mountain,
Yes.
is somewhere they oftentimes go to. They've actually abandoned that and
Oh,
gone to
Shreyas.
the Mar on most of these Miramars. They had to abandon their loot phase quite
Oh,
early.
Shreyas.
Extreme wide rotate based on those sort of shifts that were going north to get onto that mountain fast. And I think they really understood how to hold down on that location well, to the point where they were having to deal with certain circumstances that they didn't want to have to, like trying
यार जो टीम बिल्कुल ही लास्ट में होगी उसका तो मोरल बिल्कुल ही डाउन होगा यार।
impressive game here by Hora, absolutely.
It is S2G as well being able to collect some points in this last match too.
उसका क्या हाल
And
हुआ
one team that was
अंदर
able
से?
to collect even more points that definitely needs them, Orangutan. Collecting 7 eliminations, it's something that we've been wanting to see.
यही टीम का नाम है ओरांगुटान, जो भी स्ट्रीम पे बोल रहा है ये लाइव पे।
Yesterday we saw the passiveness
Oh,
out of OG that we're so used to seeing, but being able to just bounce back. And it's actually not Aru by himself, it's Atanki coming out with 3 eliminations.
I mean, it's
आतंकी क्या होता है? आतंकी होता है भाई।
whiz god then from a tanky, but
A
he's
tanky?
coming in really nice.
A tanky बोल रहे हैं अंग्रेज साले इसको.
As a fragger as well, which is really nice to see. So very excited to see. Very excited to see what we're going to be looking at into the next rondo, for instance, right? Getting the that momentum on the Miramar is like 7 eliminations on a Miramar already. What's Rondo going to be holding in store for them?
Feels weird that we're doing Rondo, not at the start of the day.
It does, doesn't it?
But anyway.
It's like, okay, well, mid-game, mid-day.
Mid-rondo.
Mid-rondo. It's a mid-rondo.
You know what it reminds me? I said it earlier and I'll say it again. It reminds me when we used to have Sandhog at the halfway point.
Oh, yeah.
Where teams that weren't performing well, that would kind of use Sandhog to just spark up their day. But talking about Rondo, let's look at the top teams right now from Rondo. You got Nick McGalaxy up there. Aurora Gaming so far really hasn't had the best start to the day, especially when we're looking at the Miramars. But going into Rondo, we saw what they were able to do yesterday, and I'm hoping that Aurora's gonna be
I think so, right? I actually do think that there's definitely been lulls in some of the performances internationally as well, and obviously this team for a long time, when we were that alpha gaming, etc., and things like that, everyone was hoping that eventually they'd hit it big, eventually be able to get one of those big titles. Actually, coming into that day one, I thought to myself, wait a minute, is this the time? Is this the time Aurora Gaming actually finally makes it happen? Because they were able to be up towards the top. They've slipped a little bit, especially with the arena looking as well as they have done so far. But there's still a chance. There's still hope.
Yeah, for Aurora, 34-point gap. So I am hoping that we're going to be seeing some insane gameplay out of them, especially going into Rondo. We have seen E-Arena put up 29 eliminations. Can anybody get even close? We saw the aggressiveness out of Furia with the third parties too, but we got to talk about Nick McGalaxy been performing well as well. In what
I was thinking I was only watching the stream. मैंने बोला श्रेयस ने देख रहा हो बैठ के स्ट्रीम मेरे स्टिकर बनाया है guess what को कॉल कर रहा था.
Exactly, they've got 14 placement points outside of that win, so they are really making sure they hit that podium time and time again, backing it up with a
अरे श्रेयस तेरे पे एपिक गेम स्टोर है?
yesterday from Nick McGalaxy is their
तो फिर फॉल गाइस खेलोगे क्या?
Coops is back in his prime, it feels
बता सागर.
rallying around that, so the timing is really good, the synergy is very good, they're holding, they're waiting, they're making other teams
तो फिर डाउनलोड कर रहा है एपिक
गेम्स? It's a really nice control play that we're seeing from Nick.
मेरे पास तो है एपिक, मैं तो वहां से भी फॉल गाइस करूंगा.
नहीं कुछ सागर से बोल रहा हूँ. Head node to yes. Okay. मैं भी करता हूँ जब
They're actually in like a 2-2 split hold, and they were like, what?
Howard's legacy cost कितनी है इस टीम पे?
1500 रुपए शायद कुछ.
Decimate that entire squad. Obviously, the rest of the team sort of joined in that position.
हाँ वो 3 में आई थी ना अभी.
Decisions quickly when that moment comes.
मुझे खुद ही याद नहीं है.
Decisions have to be made incredibly quickly because they didn't plan it out beforehand. A little bit, but look, they can capitalize on it.
It is one team that I'm going to be looking to hopefully capitalize here in Rondo as well.
अरे सागर अपने उसमें लैपटॉप में डाउनलोड कर लियो Tekken 7 कल मंडे ट्यूसडे खेलेंगे कॉलेज में. ठीक है हाँ Tekken 7 खेलेंगे ना उस पे मैच करेंगे मजा आएगा. मैं कुछ उसको बोल दूंगा कनव को वो कंट्रोलर ले आएगा अपना एक और, वरना तू एक कीबोर्ड ले आइयो अपना है ना. एक मैं कंट्रोलर ले आऊंगा. क्या मैं एपिक गेम स्टोर का डाउनलोड कर लूं?
I'm just looking at Coops right now. He's locked in. Raouf just going around, circling his chair. Satan as well. But Coops, it's all about Coops right now. Hopefully somebody else will be able to step it up from that team. As we're going to be going into Rondo. So Hot Jukes, John Allen, take it away. What is Satan looking at?
Here we go. We're headed into Rondo. The match to put some massive points on the board. As if Miramar wasn't crazy enough already, it's about to get even crazier.
Maybe it's just something about the start of the day, Jukes. Maybe it wasn't Rondo all along. It was just the first games. Maybe this will be the calmest Rondo we've ever seen.
Yeah, they brought that Rondo energy off the rip, right?
Yeah, they're used to it. Fresh off the breakfast, ready to find their dinner. And that is what we're going to be looking to find here for one of our teams. It will be the case. Maybe a massive early game. We saw it from Milu yesterday. Huge. And the rest of Tianba as well. Huge start to the day
क्या लिखा है तूने? एक मिनट.
As powerful in the game so far today. So hopefully for Tianba.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ 15-20 मिनट में हम खुद ही गेम खेलें. हाँ खेल सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. मतलब गेम डाउनलोड तो कर ले. गेम डाउनलोड होने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा.
rest of this lobby, and if
इनका जो Epic Game Store है बड़ा unoptimized है. गेम बहुत लेट डाउनलोड होती है.
For real भाई.
एक Epic Game Store और एक ये Microsoft Store.
Per game, 1,000 damage. It's a great average here. The thing is if you want to win that $500,000
एक गेम डाउनलोड करके फोन पे Pokemon Unite.
you got to do something special consistently. So
फोन पे Pokemon Unite वो स्ट्रीम पे कैसे दिखाऊंगा?
for the third match of the day, right? Are they going to be able to keep that aggression up throughout the entire
Pokemon Unite मुझे खेलना ही नहीं आता.
Who's going to be the kings of Neox Factory?
Ooh, could be. Or, indeed, somewhere else. Flame-Path decides that we don't want to be going to Neox Factory. In general, when you're talking about
मैंने भी स्ट्रीम देखी थी बहुत पहले.
teams who are looking to get about 10 points.
अरे कुछ ऐसा खेलेंगे ना जो आराम से स्ट्रीम पे भी चलता रहे.
Where we see at the end of these
लैपटॉप पे ही
games,
खेलेंगे कोई गेम.
first place type scoreline being
Enemies ahead है क्या भाई?
is a great indicator that you're performing at the level that's needed to rise above the
Yeah,
rest.
no, man.
So hopefully our teams will be able to keep that on side and being able to get, as we were seeing, sort of mid-4 elims average, being able to complement that with placement points is very, very important. There are a couple, I think, of teams who have a distinctly higher average on those elims than others, but it is definitely something that you need to be focusing on to join up at that 10-point average, because right now, I think quite a lot of our teams are falling short of that metric.
Clash Royale streamable है but वो फोन पे है ना और मेरे पे कैप्चर कार्ड नहीं है अभी. लाला.
They understand what's at stake here, just how important Rondo is for your total tally. You only play it 3 times in this whole finals here.
कर रहा हूँ वही कर रहा हूँ.
This being the second one. 6.3. Yeah, 6.3.
फॉल गाइस ही कर रहा हूँ बस हो गया ऑलमोस्ट.
कितना हुआ?
बस चालू हुआ है अभी तक.
मेरा 48% ही हुआ है भाई.
And this is the Tiamba that we know and love. We expected them to do very, very well here. And it's only a matter of time. I think they get that right position going, and then we see them get that chicken dinner.
I mean, we want that survival stage, Tiamba, right?
Yeah.
To be able to jump up
मैंने आज से Epic Games से Fall Guys ही खेला है भाई. आज तक कोई डाउनलोड ही नहीं किया मैंने.
Quite display that sort of a storyline just yet, but it is a great
2021 में
start
भी
for them.
अब की बारी भी.
To these teams to be able to find a high-scoring game and to be able to close out that game. Sure, maybe the point swing isn't huge.
And घर पे गेस्ट आ गए. What? Wow. नदी सुनहरी हरा समंदर है देश रंगीला. देश रंगीला रंगीला देश मेरा रंगीला.
And you need to keep your head on straight because you are going to get into something crazy very early on. I know it. I love
Fall Guys ना ये रहा.
It's ready.
पूरा
These
डाउनलोड है.
players are hyped up. They're ready to go. I hope y'all guys at home are ready as well because, man, this is just getting started. As the plane is taking off, we're headed to Rondo. Ooh. Okay, we got a little double plane path action here.
Okay, so Neox Factory is accessible from the easternmost plane path and, to be fair, from the west one, but it's unlikely you want to go there because the teams in the east plane will hit the ground so much faster than you. It's much more likely if you're going to hot drop, you go to Yulin.
WhatsApp
the same is true vice versa, right? Yulin is further along that plane path. What this is going to do is split these hot drops up.
मैं कल के डाउनलोड करके रखूंगा फॉल गाइस एंड टेकन से. अच्छा तू भी जा रहा है अभी फिर?
Yeah, and those teams that normally like to go to Neox Factory, if you're in that other plane, you're going to be there late, so that's going to put.
Wait, इस पे respawn भी है?
So teams are going to have to
किस
adapt
पे?
on the fly.
किस पे respawn है?
ये इसमें अभी PUBG में.
नहीं respawn नहीं है. Got to go. See ya. Okay, brother. See ya. Bye bye.
Right behind him, and of course Milu right there as well.
Yeah, Scarface on those damage numbers as well, right on the heels of Milu. Look at that, only 20 damage points behind. We'll see if that changes very quickly into this match because teams are now starting to touch down in towards Neox Factory. They'll be grabbing those weapons. Yulin also will now be occupied. Things are going to get hairy quite quickly. As E-Arena already taking a knock, Tianba as well have already lost one. E-Arena, by the way, generally preferring to drop out near Stadium, but the plane path they're on didn't assist with that. We saw them hunting down solos in other matches, those solo outposts that are near those recall towers, which are a major feature in Rondo. They were the team to take that dynamically to that fight in a way that we haven't seen from many others. Oh no, S-Power goes down to the guard.
Not good.
अरे YouTube वालों से एक स्ट्रीम नहीं हो रही का ढंग से?
हाँ यार, हर जगह इश्यूज है भाई.
Schweppes hurt and gonna get caught by a beautiful angle from a cop. And that's what happens is that if you're just so used to dropping in one particular area.
Forces Sky to reposition away from the corner, does take a little bit of damage.
इन लोगों से ढंग से एक स्ट्रीम नहीं हो रही है.
Well, that'll be okay. Remember, the recall towers here in Rondo allow teams to get their players back up and alive, so early fights are the norm.
ये ट्रॉफी लेगी भाई.
Silence rolling around the edge of this corner, trying to suppress Sleepy, but the UMP in hand gives him a little bit of confidence and the need to back it up. Flings across his sightlines. No Fear does go down on a trade, and now Ayala's looking to break wide to change the tune of this fight, and looks for more with Chief at his back. Sky on a sliver of HP just about finds the retreat, but there's a re-engage around the corner.
Chief would have had that, but he ran out of ammunition. Now he's going to have to make a play. Ayala there with the assist, and great work for the side of Furia. They're going to go ahead and take out Aura, put some early points on the board, and they should be able to pick up Silence here. Now they're going to start laser focusing towards the side of Four Thrives. Four Thrives creeping in on this one. A little late to this third party, and now they're going to have to battle a pretty kitted and well set up Furia.
Four Thrives, they got some loot on side as well, though not too many.
अरे श्रेयस तेरा फोन कौन सा? मोटोरोला है ना?
हाँ.
कौन सा वाला?
H60 Pro.
H60 कितने का आया था?
मेरा 512 वाला वेरिएंट था.
In fact, no nades for T24.
38,000 का.
Neox factory's been popping off as well.
इसमें चल जा. इसमें क्या चलती है बीजीएम चलाई कभी?
हाँ मैंने बीच में खेली थी.
कितना FPS आता है इसका?
FPS मैंने गिना ही नहीं कभी.
मतलब 60, 90 कौन सा ऑप्शन?
90 वाला ही था. वैसे तो मीडिया टेक पे मेरा भरोसा नहीं है. ठीक है यार, अभी मुझे चल गया यार.
Not going to work out well for the first spray, but suppresses the angle. QZZ with the nade cooking. Drops around the corner, but Hyunbin evades the damage.
Motion Red for super aggression here. Looking to get some of them early eliminations. Hyunbin with the laydown. Wide on the open! Catches QZZ with the spray. Just keeps that suppressive fire on that window. Catches him on the re-peek. And a great turnaround there. Two superstars battling it out. Now Tizzy, oh, look at that instant peek back. These angles. Yongshin Red Force so good at these CQC angles. Man, and Hyunbin putting in the work, forcing Tianba to have to do a full res on their team.
Getting those flushes nice and quickly. Yongshin Red Force with 2 elims. They're up to 4 now. But they've got another team to deal with. The Orangutan cycling on into the fight.
ग्रुप का नाम क्यों लिखा हुआ है? लड़की में टुन्नू.
नहीं क्यों क्या हुआ?
बेसिकली
the solo left in the situation is going to find the backlines for Orangutan and slow their approach towards the Noxian outpost. The two players they've got there can just live a little bit longer, but Attack keep the pressure up. Orangutan keep marching.
टीम बनाते हैं. लड़की मैं
They are outplaying so many of these players here. So good at these urban
उसमें नीचे लिखता easy. तो उसमें तेजस तेजस दिखता है ये दुनिया की सबसे most दलाली लाइन कभी सुनी है मैंने.
समझ गया फिर अगले आधे घंटे दबा के रोस्ट करता है फिर ये देख तेरे को मैं क्या दे रहा हूँ ये क्या बना के रख दिया यार
I like the attempted utilization of the smoke to stop the vision on the nade arc as it was coming on through. But Tizzy read that one nicely, knew exactly what they were going for. That nade doesn't connect either. Still has a couple more. The shotgun around the corner, steps in for it, wins the trade, and immediately Eren snaffles that point away for Ulf. He's up to 3 elims there on the inside. This guy's doing bits. The rest of them are happy to hang out near Danqing on that south side and let Eren roar over in Neok's factory. Still have a solo spot as well.
ये स्टिकर सब दे रहे थे भाई अरे भाई क्या है
factory. A late approach as they were forced away over towards main round.
Now you can see T24 trying to find some angles here. Zypha.
अबे ये सब नेवराल ने तेरे को स्टिकर बनाया ये देख भाई
Priority. He should win this. He does. Catches Ayala. And now, shots happening back and forth all over the place here. But Zypha's gonna have to make another play, but suppressive fire, was that IQ? Yeah, IQ on the other angle, doing a great job of applying that pressure, that headshot. It's gonna be the end of Furia.
Furia though, well, in this location.
Correct, yes.
Igor's on that south side, very far away from Yulin right now, means that they can get that full reset. The recall towers are still available, and at the moment only one player is completely down. I think that's about to change as well, as Admino gets back to his feet. Aurora with top. The man on the spot only needs the one shot to take down Salme, and now he wants more. S-Power with the nade, can't quite connect on towards top, but he spots him running up, has the nade cooking. This could be perfect, needs it over the top, a lot of damage, and the spray to convert. That is
1
good
for
for
1,
Godlike.
take it done.
Great work from S-Power there, right? Just staying calm, collected. He had that nade locked and loaded, just goes, chunks it, and just uses his weapon to take down top. So we're going to see some recall action happening. Everybody pretty much back up for the most part. Only a few players still eliminated. And now you know what? Why don't you guys do us a favor? Get in game and go ahead and pop some of the lucky spins right now. Hopefully you can get one of those exclusive 2026 PMWC tournament sets. So you can be styling and looking good like a lot of these players are. Let's see how
Kordel and OG की फाइट होने वाली है दोनों इंडियन टीम्स एक दूसरे के सामने
damn भाई
इंडिया वर्सेस इंडिया एक्शन
Oh yeah, he's like, all right, I'll hold the stairs for a little longer.
Hot footing it away from that, doesn't take a tickle, which is good result. Hot
ये चीज देखने वाली है भाई
pushes us down towards the southeast side.
दोनों टीम्स इंडिया की है
Northern area above Hongshan in the west of Danqing as well. Ulf very happy about this. I think their hill there is probably going to play quite well for them, I think, Jukes, and that is a great result for them, given that they're in third place right now. E-Arena in first place. They haven't had an impact on this game so far. They were pushed away very, very quickly. There's S-Power. Yeah, there's a third-party angle. Well, a second player on the opposing team angle. That should be, again, still recallable.
S-Power गया
They opt to go for the recall on the fourth position. So that
हाँ ओरेंगुटन इंडिया की टीम है
let the back two from Godlike move in behind him.
Yeah, S-Power was like 1v1 me, bro, and they're like, nah, not today. There's money on the line here. We gotta make this happen. Now looking on over the rest of the fight, though, we got Vitality end up holding a building here. They're gonna be popping some shots on over to Enigma Galaxy. Satan trying to drive away, trying to be able to survive here. Lord in the same position. Enigma Galaxy on the bold rotation. And Satan does end up getting caught and eliminated.
Very messy now on the western side of this circle. A lot of teams forced into a fight that is unfavorable for a rotation that leaves them exposed. We're seeing the results of that now. The recall tower on the south side of the circle, currently under control of Nongshim Red Force. Looks like Godlike may have their forward position on one recall as well, I believe. So they could look for that. Actually, it might be E-Arena who have got control of it out on the east side. In the meantime, 4 Thrives, with their 3 elims so far, have a position near Yulin.
You can see these teams just starting to get set up here, getting ready for that late game. This is so critical. This is the map to put some points on the board. OG have 5 eliminations. Aurora have 5 as well. So a great start for a few of these teams. Now it's about how you're going to end.
एक मिनट का चश्मा लेकर आया अपना मैं
Down on that rotate. They do end up finding a spot in this next zone. Pretty central one too, just a little bit on the southern side of it. But we never know where this next circle is going to go.
I mean, Ulf really have got a brilliant position here. They've had a while to establish it as well. On the hilltop that they have so much control over the surrounding area. They have vision every single direction. Everybody else just trying to play in their shadow at the moment. Arena managed to push in from the east side. And fourth rise continuing to hold on the southeast point of Ulim. Doing a little bit against Al-Ula. Godlike suffering once more at the hands of Orangutan. And the Arena actually pushing up to try and third party split that fight on the north edge and maybe hound down Godlike.
Godlike trying to hold on here. Southern shift. Yeah, indeed for a lot of these teams. S2G, fourth rise, E-Arena, not liking that one. Now there's Godlike. But Fudia, they'll take that all day long. Possibly even looking for a back-to-back chicken dinner here. As Aurora, though, that's going to be the team they're going to have to fight because Aurora's going to be pressing into that hard shift side location. Tianba, QZZ knocked. Doing a great job of being able to throw down those smokes very, very quickly here to try to pick up their superstar player. Coops trying to catch some shots into those smokes. They need to go ahead and just hold on to that coverage for just a little while longer.
Just a moment longer. Right now, I think that, yeah, we've only seen 3 players really fully confirmed to not be really in with much chance of moving forwards. A lot of recalls coming on through. Almost everyone in the lobby getting back to their feet. Damage going over towards S2G from Coop, but not quite fully connecting.
He's locked in today, man. I mean, those shots were on point. He was hitting them for the little slight angle that he had. He was getting serious value. You know, Tianba's locked in as well. They're just trying to get themselves in a good, solid position. They're in 4th place, 48 points. Not a bad start. But E-Arena with 75. They're the big threat in this lobby. The Thai squad looking really solid here in the Rondo. 1 elimination, the whole team up. They do have a position on the eastern side of the circle. Aurora right on top of them, though. Let's see what they decide to do here.
I mean, they are certainly alive on this side of the circle, but between Aurora and Ulf, it is a difficult position to try and hold down. And can they get much further forwards? I'm not entirely sure, Schweppes. Oh dear, the flames already licking the front of the bonnet there. And that is going to be an unhealthy vehicle. Not really too reliable when it comes to moving next. But they are safe for the time being next to these two teams. I'm looking at Orangutan and fourth rise on that north side. Could be a contest around the mountain that sits between them. Godlike, I think, are going to have a difficult time moving in as well. Either they could swing out into the blue zone very, very quickly now and try and rejoin Rita. But if you do, you're basically committing to going down in the next zone.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work out.
Yeah, for sure. And EDA need to have a monster Rondo here if they want to be able to get themselves into serious money. Enigma Galaxy, meanwhile, 2nd place, down a player. Lord going to be using some of that terraforming to put himself into a safe position. This is still super early. I mean, that's just Rondo. Rondo starts off so aggressive, starts to slow down here in the mid-game as teams solidify their locations. And then it's going to get red hot here in just a minute. Let's see where this
is. But they don't have a lot of time to play around with. It's really ticking away, and a bounce on the nade's not good.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a self-nade there. I don't know if you saw that chain link fence at the top of it. Great nades, though, from Nongshim Red Force. Oh, it doesn't hit the mark, though. I thought that was good. And they're going to be sharing this location for now with E-Arena. This is pretty darn central. So I'm surprised they're really battling this out. This is a dangerous fight, honestly. Like, if they take this fight, they're going to get third party.
I mean, all the fights now in the middle are dangerous. Godlike on the south side.
What happened?
Ooh, I think a vehicle explosion there came on through.
Was
Took
that?
TandyK down. No, it wasn't a self-drop. Don't worry. I would have clocked that one. It was an explosion that came through. The nade, just falls short of the deployable cover. And they continue to not quite find the mark for for Nongshim Red Force. They aren't quite connecting here. Not quite getting what they want to get done. Orangutan try and crash into the middle against S2G.
वेट नया गेम चालू हो गया
नहीं वही चल रहा है अभी रोंडो सेकंड मैच थर्ड मैच
Only a couple more seconds to get them used.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to be able to use it here
वही
at this
चल रहा है
late
तो
stage. Especially if you already burned a lot of your recalls earlier on. And let's see right now as Razy is able to get a nice knock there on the tops with a nade. Another one would return as Bose catches Federales. And now here comes Win in the vehicle. Possibly just trying to get some information. He gets some for sure. Pops out. Oh, that did sting.
Okay.
Razak though got the shotgun S12K. Oh, gets knocked. And Team Flash put in the work here on Vitality.
Hey, we know what Razy can do, but he's not going to do it this time around. Vitality go down. Flash playing on with 3. The recall towers are now shut down, which means that every elim will stick. There are no recalls available. The arena somehow managed to get straight to the center of this circle. Is kind of crazy, and to do so with 4 players alive, great news. Hopefully they can make that one work. Meanwhile, on the south side, you've got Godlike, Ida, and Furia all looking for position. Yeah, this is a replay, I think, on how Tony K went down.
Yeah,
he ran into the buggy. He ran into the buggy.
Yeah, well, it was that cover flare that ended up busting up that buggy, and it was
Load
just
on there.
inching it little by little and just did enough damage to pop it. So you gotta watch out where you drop those cover flares.
Hey, no harm, no foul. They're all alive, and that's what matters right now. Nade over the top, over towards Nigma Galaxy, though, from Tianba, who have had to fight down from this north side of their compound. Nigma Galaxy have been hiding here for quite a while, and Tianba seemed to be an overwhelming force for them. Ralph, alone, isolated, away from the rest of the team. Ulf have been trying to push in from the east side, and somehow Scarface doesn't go down here. Finally does get knocked to QZZ. There is an answer, a little bit of damage, and his 4th drive's chiming in for a 3rd party from the west side.
QZZ getting caught out by Ulf. And now Milu getting shot in his back from 4th drives. Yamba now are fully pinched. You got 4th drives looking at one side, Ulf looking on the other, and this is all outside of the circle. Disaster here for Tianba, who are looking so strong in this game. Gonna have to fight their way out of this position.
A lot of movement now necessary on the northeast side as well as on this south edge, and this is what I was worried about for Ida. They managed to get a couple of elims on the angle, but they trapped themselves behind the water. Wrapping around that one, it takes so much wind out of your sails. You just don't continue that speed. You don't carry any momentum in towards the circle. And they found out all about it. Furia were a roadblock for them, and they may have dragged Furia down with them, but for Emre, he's now got so much to do, and he's going to crash probably straight onto Aura, and almost certainly going to go down here. I'm so surprised he hasn't already fallen, and Emre just sneaking his way through.
Tianba on the drive-in now. Gonna have to force to just fully send it onto the middle, but they are getting beat up here. Sacrificing players one by one. Milu, oh, with a bad drive. And now it's up to the single player. Oh, he does end up catching 1 point. So Tianba hold on just for a little while longer.
Staying alive, staying in the thick of things. The arena unlikely to be able to push fully up and over with Ulf suppressing this angle. Akin can survive for just a while longer. And Ulf are going to have a tough time actually pushing towards this one with the suppressive fire coming in, but Akin does go down. That actually comes from Furia. Very long shot down from the south side. Close to max range, I believe.
Furia.
Yeah, 393 meters there, Ayala.
Ayala and Furia are putting in work here. 10 points on the board so far. Right behind him is OG with 8. They definitely needed those points. And here comes Furia, pressing in through the south side, moving in little by little, making sure that there ain't nobody near them.
Aurora with the western high ground as well, this mountain, giving them a lot to work with. The position held previously by Aura, but they decided to commit instead much more central onto the west point of the compound that sits central on this circle. They give Aurora this position. I mean, it absolutely could be. Given their position with 8 elims, they've got some brilliant oversight. Not too many teams have the flexibility to challenge them. It is, of course, the Kiss Curse position, though, because you do have to leave it at some point. Well, almost certainly you're going to have to leave it at some point, and that is where things start to get a little bit muddy.
If this zone shifts to Aurora, they're getting like 20 points this game. Plus, I mean, this is the spot to have. But it is quite on the edge here. Let's see if they end up getting lucky. This is the time to get lucky in the map that you really want to get lucky on, that's for sure. But meanwhile, Nongship Red Force catching Chief out from Furia.
Sneaking it. A shot in. around the sides of those silos, through the fences. It is pretty resible though for Furia, I imagine. The circle does move away from Aurora though, and up towards the north side. This is a lot of open ground that maybe Fourth Rise could try and leverage, but there's not a lot for them to try and work with. You could see just sweeping out to the west, it's wide open. You're going to need those cover flares, so it depends how many they've got in the back pocket. Create some of your own defilades with that destructible terrain. It's what they're going to be needing to do to control that north side. In the meantime, Furia still giving it large on the south side.
Doc starting to throw some nades in. They know they got to get moving here. They got those vehicles. They're smoking, though. Bose does go down. That's huge for the side of Aurora. And Doc trying to drive very carefully, little by little. Oh, I saw that crate. I need that. I need that. I got 300 rounds. I need more. I need that util. And he's going to find at least another drink because he was out. Swaps vehicles, and now Aurora just trying to leapfrog into this next zone.
Last player of Orangutan goes down in the meantime. IQ gets spotted out in the open. I mean, this is what I was talking about, right? It's such a difficult area to try and move into. The question is timing, and for IQ, he gets caught a little bit too early. And there's really no cover. But it is such a majority on the circle. If you can establish any sort of position out there, you start to get so much control. And with Aurora still able to use the high ground that they've been playing from, they have great sightlines to control that. But Fourth Rise will be able to move in. Aurora are also going to have to move. Oh, beg your pardon. Have to move.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though. This is Rondo, and if you don't got cover, you got to make your own. Use those cover flares, use that terraforming, and make it happen. You can see Ulf with a good, solid position that they've created for themselves. You got Aura on the other end, trying to sneak some eliminations. No Fear going to be laying down, trying to see if he can catch that pixel. He sees him. He sees him. Put some shots, but not able to get the knock.
Aurora rotating back in towards the compound, looking to extract more point value from these elims. Tourniquet will be spotted. Zjol rattles him down. And the rest of the team answering with a volley of fire. Emre, by the way, from Ida, still alive. A solo who managed to sneak his way on through. I imagine Aurora should be aware of this position. But we'll see if they deal with it or if they allow him to sit there in their buffer zone.
Zjol just getting set up here. I like how he risked it and moved that vehicle just a little bit further so he can cover himself from that angle. The crowd is hyped, they're excited. The Furia fans are going nuts. They see their team with 11 eliminations so far. And there goes Aurora starting to throw some nades. They are in this next circle, so they're just holding the spot for now.
Just holding it down. Slowly marching forwards. Nongshim Red Force making it very difficult for them to move up and through this compound. If they can get a knock, if they can open a way, might be an opportunity for them. There's trades back and forth across every single angle. Nongshim also have spots on towards Horror, who are trying to make their way up on the western edge. Oh, it's a nasty ascent up this hill. There is a complete broadside from Hyunbin. He's got that DP, a lot of ammo in the tank, and a big north shift comes through.
The circle goes up to the top and away from all of these teams. So all of them are gonna have to start moving. Hyunbin, he realizes it. He's like, oh, we're in trouble. We need to just start getting some eliminations here because getting into this next circle is gonna be almost impossible.
I'm looking at this circle. I feel like it's Aurora and Fourth Rise right now, who are in some ways stopping each other from being the best in the circle and therefore allowing teams from the south to have an opportunity. If this fight concludes one way or the other, which I don't think it will, Jukes, not at the moment, it could be pretty tricky for everybody else to march forward, but it seems like they found some sort of peace between the two.
Yes, that's the right play in all honesty. You gotta just throw the smokes in between, but like, guys, let's look down south. Let's get all these eliminations, fight each other later for first and second place, because, oh, this is a feeding frenzy here on the south side, as all these teams are just desperate to try to find a spot into this next zone. Hyunbin up close and personal. He's got the shotgun. He can make the plays, and Nongshim Red Force are putting in the work up close and personal.
Take down E-Arena, the lobby leaders right now, only getting 2 elims there, no placements. A nice result for the teams looking to chase. Ulf, though, in a little bit of of danger as they try and sweep up from the eastern side and crash into 4 Thrives, but with Haifa going down, with 2 players left, actually only 1 player left in action. It's only IQ up on the north side, and Furia, in the meantime, are sweeping up. Over on the inside of the compound, Ayala on the corner, Dodds goes down to Nongshim as they move out to the east, but Furia now, 12 elims, they're looking for more, and a solo from Jiggle, the only thing standing in their way of controlling the entirety of this compound.
Make that 13 eliminations, Furia on a tear, Jiggle up on top, catches out the last player of Ida. Aurora, though, are just waiting for this. Gotta be a little bit careful with that cover flare. A little bit too close. Chief now forced to just run out the open. Jiggle with the jump down, trying to make the play in the 1v2. It's Igor to shut him down.
Hey, that's so nasty, though, because it does mean that Igor's is going to be alone, solo, and will not be able to weather the storm of bullets sent his way by Nongshim Red Force. Now out in the open, it's Aurora as we transition up to the north side. And 4 Thrives, I mean, they lost so much on that push forwards, and it's just IQ now. Haifa, I don't think you're getting back over to him, mate. And he does go down. IQ, a solo for 4 Thrives. 14 eliminations for Nongshim Red Force, 10 for Aurora.
Big game.
Is a big game any way you cut it.
And it's going to be one of these teams that's going to win it. Who's it going to be? It's Aurora versus Nongshim Red Force. Yol gets knocked. That could be the opening volley. But Nongshim Red Force just going to hold that angle. So easy, catches top as well. So just knock after knock, back and forth. That's going to really hurt the utility from both these teams. Reefus, level 2 vest, pretty beat up. Sees an angle though. Hits the headshot onto Tizzy and gets the knock.
How do you do it to him, Reefus? Goodness me. That is a beautiful start, and this is the open ground I was talking about before, Jukes. It's just so difficult. There is that sloping ridge in front of Nongshim as well, that means they really kind of only have one angle to go, and it is fully covered off by Aurora.
Yeah, it's because Aurora is shooting some dang laser beams here at the end. The tiniest pixels, nothing but headshots. Nongshim Red Force, we know they got the gun skill to pay the bills, though. Gonna have to battle it out with Aurora, because Aurora are on fire right now. Now they have the numbers top with 5, and look at that. Nongshim Red Force, they're stuck in this one spot. They are laying down, but Hyunbin evens out the battle with that huge knock on his Yol. Perfect timing.
And it's a forward position as well, which means that in order to get them back up, they need to break forwards for Aurora. They need to expose themselves. That makes it more likely. We're in a 3v3 clean. Hyunbin suppressing the corner of the rock there, looking to try and put them back behind it. And he will bury them behind it. But Stock is taken down on the angle. That is resable, but it's going to allow them to move forwards incrementally, making their way, making their approach here. Reefus don't dare step up.
Hyunbin is just
मैं जरा जा रहा हूँ, पापा बुला रहे हैं, 1 मिनट रुक जा, है ना?
मैं भी जाऊंगा कुछ टाइम में, मुझे भी डॉक्टर के पास जाना था।
चल बाय, है ना, मैं जा रहा हूँ। बाय चैट, बाय बाय, बाय ब्रो,
बाय
बाय चैट।